Now, greetings everybody, what's cracking, and welcome to Comic Book Club. Today I'm joined with two new people.
Is it me?
Wow.
Howard
Nelson!
Oh, wow. Howard Nelson, welcome to the club. It's really glad to have you, a real
It's
hero.
time for Comic Book Club with special guest, Howard Nelson! Yay!
Yay!
Guys, screw these other guys!
No,
It's Howard
I
Nelson
know.
time!
I hate everyone else.
Howard Nelson 24/7 forever!
I clapped when I heard his name. Wow.
I'm like Oprah, but better.
Oh,
Are you also going to
Finally.
release the bees?
yeah. How many bees do I get for
That
being here?
video never fails to make me laugh, by the
It's-
way.
it's
Especially
very
the
good.
part where she starts dancing around and hopping on one foot.
It's been too long since I've seen that video, I need to rewatch that again. Why'd you, I don't know what I'm doing after
Jamie,
stream.
can you pull that up? Jamie, can you pull up the video, the Oprah Bees video, please? Thank you. Jamie?
Okay, Google, release the bees.
Finally.
Oh no.
Yes, this comic comes with 3 Bs. Just open the pages, they're right there.
No.
There's like a little plastic baggie on the back is like one of those like little bonus things you can get. Like, wow, this comes with
Yeah.
This comes with cards. Wow, this comes with freeze-dried bees.
Shake
Wow.
this comic for bonus fun.
I only got 3D glasses with my comic. No
Oh,
fair.
better comics nerd.
Who needs 3D glasses when you get real bees?
Not like them artificial bees.
No. Kids these days don't know what it's like to have real bees sting you.
I've never got stung by a bee. I'm pretty lucky in that.
Have you not?
It's not even
We gotta
ever-
change that.
I've never been stung
Change it.
by a bee either.
I think most people don't.
I've been stung by a wasp.
What?
Oh god, Nelson, are you
Oh,
okay?
that's worse. That's worse.
Oh yeah.
So I was driving around in a moving van, getting ready to move apartments, and the window was open, and the wasp somehow flung itself in through the window and stabbed me while we were going at 40 miles per hour.
Goodness.
So the
Damn son.
acceleration of the wasp plus the sting was fairly painful.
Jesus.
I don't know why, but when you say the wasp, I keep thinking of the Marvel character. I'm like, oh goodness.
Yeah, I'm talking about Janet.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky you.
I also ate her eventually.
Ultimates were, gosh, that was a fun time in comics, and not a fun time in comics.
Don't you dare say Ultimates was a mistake. Don't you
I'm
dare.
not going to.
Hey Nelson, did you know that Ultimates is coming back?
Oh boy!
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
can't
that.
wait.
It's different this time. It's being led by Jonathan Hickman, who's written some things that are really good, but I have to call him a hack because his X-Men is bad, just like everyone's has been for the past 30 years.
It's X-Men. If it's not Claremont, most people are gonna hate it anyways. But yes, welcome to Dragon Capman, welcome to X-Rock, and Mechanica, hello. Valence the Forge and Dismounted Voices, hello in the chat there. It's like I can
Hello.
hear you
Wow.
directly.
It's like just so among
my
us.
name is Disembodied Voices. It comes with the territory.
But yes, let's actually introduce these two, because this is my first time meeting you, Disembodied Voices, and I gotta say, from one non-human to another, I love your look. Like, you don't got limbs,
Let's
I don't
go.
got limbs. That's
He's
pr-
so
I-
round, and you're so round.
exactly.
Together, we could enhance a person.
Just 2 orbs.
Yes,
Just having
exactly.
a good time.
I love orbs.
Like, I'm sure I
They're
got.
just so good.
Like, I'm sure if you crack me up, you might find some kind of darkness feature in there, so that's close enough. Maybe. Well, I don't know yet. I haven't cracked open yet.
Yeah, you can be more like one of those like century eggs where it's just like the insides are all fucked up.
That's exactly what I am. I'm a forgotten century egg, finally free from my prison.
That's mad gross.
What?
That's mad gross.
You're gross.
No, you're gross.
No.
You're
No.
a forgotten century egg, and century eggs are already a little gross. So
Well, once you get past a century, they start being good. You know,
Yeah.
people eat them too early.
It's like it's like aged wines.
Yeah. If you crack it too early, it's just not good.
Yeah, what you gotta do is get one. Gotta wait even longer. Get one of those like millennium.
Right.
It's just powder.
Yeah. It's just dust. It's like this is it. Here it is.
Mm.
Snort. Please enjoy.
I mean, hey, if you get the setting right, you could charge like thousands of dollars for an egg dust.
Oh.
New plan. New
I
plan.
love egg dust.
I'll still do a talk plan, guys. We got it. So after the stream, I'm gonna invest in the egg dust market, sell it off, win big. But
Easy,
I guess I
easy.
should actually introduce
Egg coin.
Here we got Halbert Act. I've done some Left 4 Dead with him before. I remember him from like Nelson's superhero RPG and all that stuff. But let's hear it from the Rat Painter himself.
It's me. I've been around the block. Oh, in VTuber years, I'm 100 years old. I am full of egg dust as well. Hello, everybody. I'm Albert out the Mimic Elf, a miniature painting VTuber of the Nurglandscape variety. I'm not a huge comic man. I have a couple on my shelf, but like I'm mostly here because I've read Die, and also I'm a funny dice boy, so I have a perspective from that angle. What do
What's
I have?
your favorite game ever?
Uh, my favorite game ever is Magic Pendulum for the PS2.
But yeah,
That's
so
not-
we're talking about real gaming here with
Yeah.
Oh, if
tables.
we're talking about if we're talking about tabletop
Ban
gaming,
him.
probably Blades in the Dark. I fucking love that game, and it's weird that I haven't really ran it in a while. I don't know why.
Is Blades in the Dark a module for D&D?
Yeah, it's like D&D
When did-
5e, but you take all the bad stuff out, so you just remove the entire system, and then you put in a better thing.
That's base.
Oh yeah. Me too. I rehauled D&D too. Yeah.
I also
Have
like.
you seen my Star Wars mod for 5e?
Oh, it's so good. I also like the Chronicle because it's anime at the same time. That's not even a joke.
Mm.
That's not...
You've had like how many of those on your stream before? Like 5 at this rate?
I started naming them after Pokemon versions because I thought it'd be fun, and I think the next one's gonna be Crystal, so it'll be 6, and I did 2 reds, so yeah, 6 at the moment. Jesus Christ!
Did you name it Red and Redder?
What did you say? What did you-
Pokemon has done like 3 reds at this point, so I think you're in the clear.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I should have just called the second one Fire Red. That would have made sense. But...
Yeah.
Because I think I did red, blue, green, yellow. Oh, I did do green as well. I've done a lot.
Oh.
Also, we got to turn Nelson up.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wait, Hal. What?
If we turn Nelson
I
up
didn't
anymore,
grasp
it'll hurt.
what you were talking about. What are you talking about?
Oh, I've been running Necronica so often that as a joke, I've started naming each group after Pokemon versions.
Okay, I see.
And we're up to Crystal
Thank
now.
Mechanic Cat.
Very good.
And disembodied voices, how about you?
I am an egg as well. I create egg dust that fills Habernack. Other than that, my
This
name
is
is
weird.
Body
This
Voices.
is a weird conversation.
What? What's wrong?
I did find egg dust online. Here you go.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
stop.
no, you can find powdered eggshells and stuff online.
I think this is just seasoning though.
Magic
I mean,
egg
yeah,
dust. Fried egg, I'm in love. What is this? Why is there a friedegglove.com?
That's what
Why is-
furikake is, isn't it?
Why is it red?
Oh yeah, no,
like
oh no, there.
No, this is seasoning for an egg.
Oh yeah. No, I did find that powdered eggs are a thing. Oh, this is some vintage powdered eggs. There we go.
That's gross. That's
Nine-
gross.
Alright.
1940s powdered eggs. Wow.
Ah,
Oh.
a better time.
From the United States of America.
Pure,
Yeah,
dried, and
this is-
whole.
I'm sure those would be great for fighting the Nazi war machine.
All words that describe me.
I can't wait to do a fat rail of eggs and punch Hitler in the dick.
But
America.
that's comic books there.
Hell yeah.
But yes, how about we go before we actually do start the comic itself? Let's talk about how much experience you guys we have with tabletop, because this is literally tabletop the comic in a way.
Oh.
I have barely any. The first time I ever played was Nelson's superhero or tabletop RPG.
Oh, we derailed the fuck out of that.
Hey,
Yes,
fool.
you did. Literally thwarted by leaving the house.
I'm trying to remember how. No, I think it was my fault. I think
Yeah,
my
it was your
That's why
fault.
it was my fault in that
It
instance.
was partly your fault.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone joined in though, so I didn't feel too bad.
And then you split the party, and I had to come up with some
fighters in the
convoluted
front.
way.
I swear that's not representative of how I usually make characters, but for some reason, being a gigantic insect man, I guess just kind of.
It's as if being in close proximity to me makes you a worse player.
Yeah, actually, that tracks.
Oh man.
No, that's not true. When I was the janitor in your Ghostbusters one, I was relatively calm and
Oh yeah, you did a good job there.
Mm-hmm.
maintained. Yeah.
I miss Chrono Manus. Rest in peace. He faded into non-existence.
Yeah.
Never
I guess
forget rest in spaghetti.
I guess if we just want to talk about general tabletop experience, I cut my teeth on 3.5 D&D like right as it was about to die. Um, since then I have bounced between so many systems. I really like tabletops as a hobby, both just reading books of games I'll never get to play and running them.
Oh,
So like I have much experience, and I like to try out new systems too. I like just to take one I've never ran and then run it with people just to see how it goes.
You know, I can never get my friends to do that. Like they
Just lie and say you've
when,
modded D&D.
when you even suggest the idea of trying something alternative with them, they recoil in horror and go, "No, I need to understand the deep lore and complexities of the universe that has been written down in my various manuals that I have already purchased."
No, that's fair. I've had a group where I've offered to run them Dungeons to Dragoning just out of the kindness of my heart, and they said no because it's not Pathfinder.
Oh
Uh,
my god!
I've
Fuck
been
that.
I've been very I don't hate Pathfinder, but like if that's the only game I would ever play to the end of time, I'd be less jazzed for the hobby.
Pathfinder is
Oh.
one of the most horrifically bloated games I've ever seen in my
I
life.
agree.
It is full with a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I have been lucky that for the most part, the kind of person that would be a VTuber is the kind of person who would be a lot more adventurous in play pretend nerd games. So that has
Mhm,
been
mhm,
a
mhm.
very strong blessing to me
Pretend?
personally.
I'm really an egg. What are you guys?
That's what I roll.
I too am an egg.
Ah, I do it.
I am an egg as well. Do I have a?
Who's the egg
Look,
poster?
Power egg.
I know I have an egg Hal picture somewhere
I
on here,
drew
but
you
it might.
before. I can find it
No,
right.
that's it. I know I have it saved, but I had like a PC explosion, so I don't know if it's
Oh,
on
sorry.
my hard. No, it's not a big deal. I luckily was able to save a lot of that.
Oh, good.
I just don't know if I moved that over or not.
Yeah.
I'm an egg in a way that'll be really funny once I show the next model dance is done for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait.
exciting.
Mm.
I'm excited.
I know.
I do have it. There
How,
we go.
when I think of you, I don't mean this like a bad way. I always think of you as an eternal DM. You seem very like you basically always you have like the very like DM code of okay. I don't know. I'm just like you just give off the energy like you're always just running in games, not being a player. It was really cool.
No.
Is that true?
I mean, no, that's mostly accurate because for years I was the guy who owned the books, and when you're the guy who owns the books, you're the guy who runs the game.
Mm-mm.
And eventually I was able to be a player for a while, and I'm like a player to game or two right now at the same time. I much prefer running games. Like it's
okay,
my
so-
I've rewired my own brain, so like I'm most comfortable being forever DM. Like it used to be a curse. I was like, man, everyone gets their cool characters, and I gotta run all this shit. I have to do everything, but like no, that's how I've obtained fun now.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I was
Same
like,
here.
mm-mm. Leon, how about you? Got any DM? Got any tabletop experience? Player DM anything?
Yeah, I've played a few things. I've played some Shadowrun. That game fucking sucks.
Oh god, does it?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The coolest game. Shadowrun's the coolest game ever until you play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really lucky they made those games where instead of having to roll for your bullet drop over your shot, instead the computer does that for you and you can just look at cool art
Yes.
for like 20
Yep.
hours. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, the fun of running a session where you have a technomancer and a decker in the same party. They both functionally are hackers, but they use entirely different mechanics. Cause fuck you.
Oh, and don't forget what's going on the astral plane. That's also really important.
And
Do you
these
like
hap-
playing 4 games at once?
Yep. And then hacking takes place in a separate initiate account. Usually, that's like 10 hacking actions to 1 regular action. So you have to like have the rest of your players just silently jerk off while the hacker players actually do things.
You know, Egos is going to be very disappointed in you guys.
Good. I mean, like, I ran Cyberpunk Red, and everyone's like, this game is way simpler, and it actually is like a runnable game that's fun to play.
I thought Shadowrun was just like that cyberpunk game that was like fantasy coolness, and it was just like it's just really complex. What?
It is. It's both.
Yeah. The tabletop game Shadowrun is a horrible nightmare of crunch, and all the books are laid out terribly, and they should probably just franchise out someone who can write a game.
Shadowrun 5e.
Yep. Imagine it's a college textbook that makes you dumber for having memorized it.
Fair enough. I'm glad to understand that now.
Played some D&D because, of course, if you play any amount of tabletops, that'll end up happening. D&D's fine. I'm not. However, unfortunately, as you can tell by all of my picks for what we read for this club, I'm a horrible hipster and can never convince anyone to run the things I want to play or play the things I want to run.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
Mhm.
Is it my turn?
It is your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay. I started off playing tabletop RPGs in a 4E erotic role playing game.
Oh.
I didn't get laid. I was the one person in the party that didn't. So
Oh.
The thing is, I
life
like
imitates art.
So you
I-
won.
I
you
actually-
won. You won the game.
I like 4E a lot actually, but the idea of running it for an erotic role playing game is baffling on a fundamental level.
You don't have to tell me that. I got out after one session. Anyway, okay. So other than that, I love playing games, but I'm more of an actor than I am a gamer. So crunchy rule sets aren't my thing. You'll never catch me playing GURPS. You'll never catch me playing I don't fucking know, Shadowrun or whatever. I like games where I can just play a character for a few hours and be anybody but myself. So
It's totally fair.
Mm.
Though also, if you told me you would have started on Rifts, I would have also believed you.
Totally unexpected coming from a VTuber.
I think my favorite game that I've ever played in terms of rule set and stuff is probably my favorite game ever, Ghostbusters the RPG, which is a simple D6 based game. It is fun and effective, and it does everything you want it to.
Mm-mm.
I don't know who the motherfuckers are that are like writing crunchy rule sets, but I seriously hope they, take the stick out of their ass someday.
Yeah, that's
So from what I'm gathering here, who wants to run a VTuber campaign for North Africa?
Oh, let's go.
Oh, the God.
Please.
What's North Africa?
It's like the most horribly crunchy game ever devised.
Oh
It's
boy!
about colonizing North Africa, or no,
It's World War
North
II.
Africa during World War II. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I've
Italian
seen it.
troops get extra water rations for cooking their pasta. It's that level of granular.
Excellent.
To be fair, that game is aimed at like a bunch of grogs who want to do hyper realistic war sims or hyper simulationist war sims, and like I don't blame them
Yeah.
for that. But yeah, it's no, I'm not in that target audience. I'm still awaiting my full transformation to train uncle before I get into anything super historical.
And yeah, mine. I said I've done nothing, but I've watched a lot of it. Like I'm not sure if you guys know U Realms. Robert Moran he used to do stuff with Escapist. He had his he had his own like made his own system and would do like I think like 5-10 years ago. He streamed on Twitch and I watched all of those. They were really fun. It was a really simple system that I just liked watching. Never got a chance to play any of it, but I watched a ton of it. I got like there's a bunch of like those decade-old like Let's Players that are still going, and one of them I watched also just has like 500 hours of DMing content he did a few summers. So I've just been watching those, like All Flesh Must Be Eaten. I've watched some of those, so I'm a viewer, not even a player for those kind of things. I want to play them because they're cool looking.
You know what I watched recently? I watched both seasons of The Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh, the animated
I'll watch
version of
that.
their stuff.
Yes, and I have to say, every part that doesn't have anything to do with the people making decisions is excellent. Like, as long as I can just suspend my disbelief temporarily that there aren't actually people playing this game and they're not just complete fucking morons, it's a solid show. But they are fucking morons and they make butt jokes every 5 seconds and dick jokes, and I have to say it's not for me. I can make my own butt and dick jokes much better
Yeah.
than you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
You put your skill points into
Uh,
that.
Yeah.
As for me, I started in 4th edition. I picked up a funny box in some random Walmart in the middle of nowhere.
Were we ERPing?
Yeah, I was
We
gonna say.
were. I'm sorry. I didn't want to tell you, but I was there. I was
So-
I was there.
Voices was the one getting all the sex, and you weren't getting Nelson.
Yeah,
sorry.
actually, I was running it. I was the
Which
one that was pushing
were,
for
were
it.
you the sorceress that got more powerful when she orgasmed, or were you
What?
That's the only one I could come up with off the top of my head.
Oh, you know what? Yes, that was me.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Good job.
Somehow I became the forever DM in my group, like Hal here, and I just rewired myself. I've tried being a player. It's fun for like a session or two, and then I just end up spending the rest of the time going, I could just run this game, and I'd have more fun. I could just run this for them. They're making all these unfun decisions. What do you mean I can't open this door? What do you mean I can't talk to them? They somehow disappeared? That's fine. That's how it is. But I've run all sorts of things. Just like spoken earlier, for 5th edition is the most common game I run, just because that's what everyone wants.
It'd be like that.
It'd be
Yeah,
like
it's okay though. As long as I get to play, I'm okay with it.
And because you two all have such wondrous experience with tabletop games, Vela said we should get these two on and read this comic called Die. And when I first heard of it, I was like, wait, like death? No, it meant like actually dice die. It was actually like a almost a misunderstanding for a second. I was like, oh, why death? And then I started looking at it. Oh, wait a second, I'm an idiot. It's about actually like role playing games.
Yeah, I thought it
You're
was
not
weird
too
when
far away.
I thought it was weird when Egg DM'd me the low tier god meme, and I was like, I don't understand why you're doing this, Egg. You're usually pretty nice. And he's like, oh no.
You should kill
It-
yourself.
No, it's fine. It was the Rippy version. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no, that's all. That tracks.
Oh my goodness, I just saw you posted the egg. That's really good. But
Did have it saved?
I saw it. I didn't have it. I found it as well. I was like, I'll go later. I'll find it later. But no, I was like reading this comic, like, whoa, this art looks really good at the start, and I just kept reading and reading, and turns out this is like one of the best picks this year so far of comic book clubs books, I guess.
Really? I
That's,
did enjoy it.
Yeah, we read a lot is garbage here.
I was like,
that is not true.
That's-
The only
Yeah?
bad thing we've read, the only thing that's like actively bad that we've read is
TMNT.
Last Ronin.
Last
Last
Yeah, fuck
Ronin.
'em.
To be fair, garbage is fun to talk about. Like,
mhm.
Oh, fair.
I
Fair,
mean,
yes.
I've done a side club where I had Arthur on. We talked about Linkara's comic.
I try to forget that happened.
I still have managed to maintain blissful ignorance about anything to do with that sphere of like the
Yeah,
internet.
You know, it's really weird when people talk about these like YouTube creators from the early 2010s. I just have no fucking idea who they're talking about.
Same. Like, I kind of want to do like I want to like get some of these VTubers to know. Probably like Yora would probably know. Just like have
Oh,
her
yes.
sit me down and be like,
you know who
give.
fucking sucks? Hina Bobina. Hina Bobina is fucking obsessed with these.
Okay, I could probably ask Hina, be like, Hina, could you like sit me down and explain what the fuck all this is? Like,
Yeah.
what's up with this? Because I've been lightly curious. Because at one point, apparently, Spoonie could have led the vanguard for tabletop content, and then he like shit the bed and killed his career.
I wouldn't. It's barely fair to say Spoonie shat in the bed, unless you mean literally medically shat in the bed because of how his brain was wired.
Yeah, something to that degree. Like I said, this is all like third party rumors for the most part, but
One second, sorry. Need a drink.
Anyway, Egg, so you really liked this book, huh?
I love it. Like, okay, so I'm the never done anything. So I was like, okay, role playing games. I have no real connection to this. I hope I enjoy this. And I'm just reading like, whoa, this is really. I mean, I'm saying that this sounds really inventive because like I have like the stereotypical like, oh, this is what role playing games are. The Dungeons and Dragons, they're clerics and junk. And then I'm like, wait a second, these are not like that one cartoon. These are actually like very unique. I read the art for like deconstructions. What are those?
Oh my god. This is to you what Watchmen is to people who otherwise don't read comics.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Oh dear god, this explains everything.
oh.
I need Zack Snyder to explain this for me.
But yes, we start this off with a birthday, of course. Wouldn't that be a good birthday present? Hey, happy birthday. We're playing a role-playing game now. Here's your character sheet.
God, I wish
I
I
mean,
played
yeah,
something like that.
a birthday party is like the only time in your life as an adult that you can get everyone together. So using it to sneak
Yeah.
a fucking tabletop session in absolutely makes sense.
Apparently, like I've heard the way Bloom does it. Like for his group, they'll just like rent out a cabin for like a whole weekend and just do nothing but play nonstop. And then they just like shake hands and wave, and then they do it like a year later. And I'm like, oh,
And
That's
they've been
cool.
playing the same campaign that entire time, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
That sounds
Wild.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it does.
that kind of stuff normally requires like friends and people that can fly regularly and
Yeah.
take breaks from work. So unfortunately, that doesn't happen as much
Yeah.
as we'd like it to.
Yeah, like I like tabletop. I haven't had a chance to play in person in many a year. I'm pretty much entirely online these days because of like Nelson said, everybody far apart and getting time off to visit is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you're in the same city for the past couple of years,
you think organizing a collab is hard? Wait until you try the off Kai.
Oh no.
Still haven't done that yet. I haven't gone to a convention since Gen Con and I miss them.
I'm going to MagFest. You want to come?
The one January?
Yeah.
I think I'm also going to that actually.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll see you there then.
Fuck yeah.
Unless you don't want to see me, in which case I won't see you there. So, whatever. Fuck you, Hal.
Oh, thanks and/or fuck you.
He'll just hear your voice from across the hall. I'm like, oh, got out of here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna walk in and just start singing.
Yeah, you'll see like some like 7'4" like ogre built man, and you're like, how? I'm like, hey, what's going? Surprise.
Oh, spoilers! I'm in the Cybertronic spree.
I don't know what that means.
I play bass.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the bands at MagFest.
Ah,
What was I gonna say? Oh, so Hal
yes.
and disembodied voices. Since like you're the most experienced of the people currently here. How the fuck does this game work?
Yeah.
I
Can anybody explain? Everybody gets a singular die, and
They explain later
Oh,
on a little
okay.
bit.
I'm going to be real. If I didn't know that the people behind this actually do play games, I would have like. It reads like somebody has been told the idea of tabletops and wants. Okay, I think the best way to explain this, I know this is more weeb terms than girl term, than comic terms. It would be like if you told someone the idea of Madoka and then they made their own edgy magical girl without having seen it. So it's like they know what the parts are, but it feels like the connective tissue is really weird. So they're trying to make like a subversive deconstruction of D&D, and
Right.
it looks cool and like everything is cool, but it also feels wrong.
it doesn't
It
make
ki-
any goddamn sense when you think
It-
about it.
I
Kind of feels like someone that doesn't speak English was told how to play D&D, and then like they understood but had to translate it to their own language, and then retold it to someone else.
Security horny birdie D20 or the scooter.
Yeah,
I
and, like,
Well, see-
for the most part, I like the writing, but it does also kind of come off like it's like we're doing a deconstruction, man. Like it does that a lot,
Trying a
It's-
little too hard.
and
Karen Gillan
sometimes
is a bit of a tryhard.
sometimes I can vibe with it, and like other times I it's almost actively takes me out of the comic.
I read the afterwards because reading stuff without comic pages with pretty pictures, astounding, right? And apparently they say, oh yeah, the way this system works is everyone gets their special die, and stuff that uses your powers uses the special die. But if it's a normal action, it uses a regular D6.
Can you imagine the guy with the D4? Like, yes, I can get one of 4 results every single time I roll. How exciting!
Which
I mean, it does kind
it
of
makes sense
track.
because they're one of the
That means
powerful.
there's a 25% chance of the good thing coming out.
The best thing
Yeah,
coming out.
but that's a little
Melee.
predictable.
No,
It's like that
no.
Twilight Zone episode, right? Where the guy like, oh, a casino where I win every time. That makes me sad.
Yeah, well, that guy was stupid.
No, he was correct. You're stupid.
It's
Listen,
what
you
it's
take
mostly
me to the
just,
casino where I win every time, and then I'll just leave when I'm done.
but that's the point. You can't leave.
Don't forget, you're there forever.
That's the predicament.
And so we meet our whole cast, and they all have their own special characters. We have a dictator. I like how you're just like, hey, this is your character's name, Dictator Grief Knight. Also, I like the way they describe it, like a magical warrior, emotions into power. It's pretty metal or goth even. Because right now there's 16-year-olds. They're like,
Yeah.
I want to play a game, but not like the baby games. I want to play an adult.
These are games for adults. I lost it almost when I read that line.
Yeah.
I made this game. It's an adult game.
It,
And they're
it's
like, we're
it,
in.
it's both like a sub like it does know that like we're edgy 16-year-olds trying to be like different man, but it also does read like I'm a 27-year-old man who wants to be different man at the same time. I don't know the author too much, but like
Mm-mm. Like
it's both.
kind of.
It's both. I do
Yeah.
appreciate they do titles though for everyone because I'm gonna be real. I'm awful with names.
Oh, I
So-
am too.
So the fact that I can just go like, oh yeah, the dictator, the Godbinder, I can do that because it's like role based. I can get that. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Neo.
just like class specs.
I'll
Just like
wa-
class specs.
I will watch an entire season of Kamen Rider and not remember anybody's names. Those things are fucking 48 episodes long, and I'll get to the end. I'll be like, the green guy.
I just
He's
remember,
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I remember
I just go-
Buffalo because his name is Buffalo.
No, his name is Buffa.
Oh,
Egg.
Did not remember it that
Oh,
well.
never mind.
never mind then.
Anyway,
been
I
in
think
Discords.
this first issue especially is very much like
Set
a
up.
Mazes and Monsters style parody.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah.
That
And-
wasn't
and
a
it-
parody, that was genuine somehow.
Yeah. To the point where it like treads the line so much that I don't know if it how onto the joke it is. Like I have to assume that that was an intentional design decision, but I
Well-
don't know. I don't
I'm
100%
pretty
know.
sure it was intentional, because obviously you don't see anything that's fucking going on until issue 2.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, they just get like, I'll use this phrase so people understand. Isekai'd for 2 years into this game world.
Oh, they
Jumanji'd,
absolutely
Zo-
did isekai.
Oh, yeah.
Zurathora'd, whichever one we want to use for this. And
Struck by a truck.
Well, no, because Jumanji and Zathura is the other world coming to you, so they're like a reverse isekai.
yeah, fair enough. I thought
I mean-
Zathura was the other way around. That one actually, they went to their house went to like,
The house goes to space, but
Yeah.
I feel like the robot shows up in their house first.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
like
remember
it's like
Zathura, I gotta be honest.
it's like classic Narnia style.
There we
where it's
go,
like you're a bunch
Narnia.
of kids and you get pushed over to a fantasy world, which
Is
I have to
Narnia
imagine
an Isekai?
it by definition
Yes.
is.
Did C.S. Lewis know?
If you want to talk about isekai, An American Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain is
Oh, right.
isekai
Oh,
to
yeah.
a fucking
Oh,
T.
oh, yeah, the thing is, like isekai is the thing because also there's like fucking John Carter of Mars technically is an isekai. You're
Yeah,
regular, you're
John
regular
Carter.
man. You go to a fantasy land. You're cool, badass fighter. Like it's yeah,
Alice in Wonderland. She goes to another world.
it's a literary trope for a reason because it's nice because you also get to be a fish
Gulliver's
out of the water
Travel.
along with the character.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so
Oh,
basically,
yeah, then we
they come back and, well, they're kind of scarred 25 years later. Because, they left a guy behind, his sister lost an arm, and, well, that guy that got left behind, his dice appeared with blood.
That's normal, right?
I mean, have
Yeah,
you...
I get blood on my dice all the time, especially
Yeah.
the D4s.
Whenever I get blood on my dice, I immediately mail it to someone I know.
oh yeah.
Is that not what everyone does?
It's a sign.
Yeah. Yes.
I scattered them across my floor, and whenever one gets bloody, I'm like, "Oh, this one's ripe for the harvest," and then I mail it to someone.
And we get to meet the characters, like, as adults, and, like, one of them is, like, he's the fool, he's still, like, jokey around. We have the sad one, the Grief Knight. I kind of like how, even though they kind of, like, they've grown as adults, and so they, like, have gotten over some of the things, they're still, they still have that trauma. Which,
Oh yeah.
What does the term aggressively bilingual mean?
I don't, she never
They-
speaks...
It's just one of those ways to, describe how she talks. She's always aggressive. She's angry about it, and she'll intersperse her languages with each other.
But she never
Yeah.
does in this
But,
comic.
she only speaks English the entire time so far, at least.
Yeah, Karen
Well,
Gillan doesn't know another
fucking
language.
sue the company then. What? Were you suing some
I
sort of
hate
bill
Howard
of
Elson.
goods?
Well, the thing to keep in mind is that this is also it's very easy to slip, and like I think maybe it's just because I assumed it take place in America, but every now and then I'll be reminded
it's
oh
England.
yeah, it is England,
The
because like they'll drop
Brits.
like A levels, or like they say Chuck is like surprisingly not American.
Oi,
Yeah, they're
mate!
from the Midlands.
I haven't had proper scran there, innit?
Oh, I have to think of all the British accents. Great,
That's
thank you.
northern.
Whatever. Are you saying Northern isn't England or what?
No, they're specifically from the Midlands, and Midlands accents are completely fucked up. Look up the well, it might be difficult to do, but look up the Black Country accent
Listen,
when you get the chance.
I tried watching Downton Abbey this past weekend, and it was incomprehensible to me. So no, I'm not gonna attempt to.
No, that explains it. She's aggressively bilingual. She speaks Midlands and then actual language.
Uh,
Excellent.
and
Yeah,
they
now
get
they're back.
their powers back. They look so cool.
We're back. I love that Chuck's flexing immediately.
Look,
Oh yeah.
he is
Well, I
our.
think that's more of like a stretch. Like you wake up and
No.
stretch
Nah,
like that.
that's our borrowed.
He should be flex.
This I can't do this
I wish he
again.
was flexing.
I will say though, all the different like
so good.
class specs they gave everyone are very cool. They are very, very cool, and they do a good job of like tailoring how the players interact in the context of a game that would be fake but is real, but is in the comic.
Here's the fun fact about the game system: is that after this comic was done, they released an actual RPG of it.
Oh,
Did they?
I heard about, like, I was curious to pick that up, but I didn't know it actually got made.
do you fucking die if you play it?
I sure hope so. Can we play?
Yeah,
Let's
well,
play right now. Why are we reading this comic?
Yeah. I just wanna do the comic does, you know?
Oh, it was kickstarted, and apparently the pre-releases should be arriving October 25th.
That doesn't sound right. I feel like I've seen it in the store while I was looking for this volume I'm holding in my
Well,
hand.
yes, but that's because you live in wherever the fuck. And
Oh yeah, Kieran Gillen delivered it himself.
personally,
Okay,
to
no-
your
No,
hand.
that's actually how a lot of those things work. Dude.
Okay, no, I'm seeing another site
Prototypes
that
and
does
stuff?
that does say there's a hardcover available for $55. The weird thing is, like, that I'm curious about is, like, the idea of playing a game with these classes sounds cool, but I don't know if I would give a. It's something that happens where, like, I noticed this in the Dune RPG. Dune has a very cool, interesting setting, very neat world, very memorable.
Mhm.
Remove all the main characters and realize how much of the setting it rips out among them.
Yeah.
Consider this: you're gonna play Dune. You're not gonna set on Arrakis,
But the spice must flow.
and you're not gonna set it with any. You're not gonna be an Atreides or a Harkonnen. What's left?
What do I do then?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I am fascinated by what the RPG for this entails, having read it. 'Cause, like,
Same, yeah.
I saw I knew it existed, but I hadn't actually read the book yet, so it's just like, oh yeah, there's probably like distinct rules in this.
Here you go, Hal.
Probably, yeah.
Another book to add to the collection to read.
Yay!
And so,
I would like to. I do.
Maybe a
I do read a lot of
game
them, to be fair.
Mhm.
Oh, we should probably explain what's going on.
oh yeah,
No.
no, we don't. It doesn't matter.
Nah.
So we're having fun.
Just keep scrolling while we talk.
Basically,
Look at that dude. He has dice for eyes.
dice
How
eyes.
cool
He has
is
advantage.
that?
He has advantage. 2d20.
God, I hope one of those is a D4, and he's just constantly suffering like way more than
Yeah.
he
He's
does.
lying. Yeah, he doesn't actually 2d20s.
I heard. I will say, for context, this is their friend that
Left
got
behind.
left behind, and
Yeah.
he brought them back because he misses them and he was the DM, so he wants to play games now. And clearly, like, even the main character, like Ash / the dictator, they are incredibly self-aware about genre conventions to the point where they're like being snarky about it as it's going down.
Mhm.
And that's another thing that kind of takes me out. Like, I get it, because you're an adult now and you're looking back at a 16-year-old's version of like doing like a big cool villain. First, God damn it.
The octave.
You're not wrong.
So yeah, he's like, it's what you guys DMs do when your players bail. Just is this in your ballpark?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
It's the
I
only
do-
way to make a game work.
I go
I
out of
shove
my
my dice
way.
in my eyes.
Yeah, I go out of my way to kill my friends' characters
Yeah.
when
I-
they're
Oh,
not
I
there.
kill my friends.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I mean,
I,
No,
I
you just
do.
kill them.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to
cut
deal
out the
with them.
middleman. Yeah.
I break their legs and tie them to a radiator, and then we
Yeah.
play games. It's great.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard of Luke's cabin. Did we
game?
ever get confirmation that his friends were there consensually?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's a good point. It's a good
yeah,
point.
only one person needs to travel there, Baloo. The rest are already there.
Player die.
I love that he's vaping.
Yeah.
And they're brass. I didn't even notice. They're
Vape.
brass knuckle vapes. How cool.
Wow.
Oh. Oh. And does it
Mhm.
just say Chuck on them?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
It does.
But incorrectly? But
Well,
incorrectly spelled Chuck?
CHUK.
Well, yeah, he's the fool.
That's all you
What's he
need.
gonna do? Get a fifth finger?
Look, another C would cost too much.
Oh, I guess. Okay. I didn't notice that before.
I didn't either, honestly. And I've read this several times.
Yeah, I flipped past all the covers. I was just like, okay, back to the
Pretty.
action. Again, I was reading this in the afternoon, in hours before this stream. I didn't have time to admire the covers.
Comic Club,
So
where
they-
we tell you what the comic is a month in advance, so the viewers can read it whenever they want. The members here, we're procrastinating till the very last minute.
We have to discuss the thing. If I read this a month ago, I could not tell you what happened.
I was very busy with food and masturbation. Okay,
Oh,
listen.
of course,
I have
of
things
course.
to do.
You could have
Listen,
multitask.
the potato salad won't make itself, and when you run out of mayonnaise, country boys would do.
Oh.
That's gross. That's gross, Hal. That's gross. Why'd you say it
I'm,
like that?
What?
I'm gonna
really
shove
gross,
D20s in your eyes.
It's like, because I need to punish Nelson for his transgressions.
You can't do that. That's what the game master does.
I am the game master. Roll for initiative.
Okay.
Let's get roll d20.
I don't
I
know.
rolled 20.
I have a D10 near me.
I got-
Are we playing Warhammer?
I got a 21. That's blackjack. Therefore, I win.
Nelson, you only use D6s and Warhammer. Thank you very much.
Not Warhammer Fantasy. Not 40K.
I mean, if we're doing the RP systems, that's a 2D10 base.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's why I said. Yeah, and initiative is calculated in those games with a D10, a singular D10.
I thought you said D20. My bad. I just wasn't listening.
No,
That's fine.
how? Come on, give me a little more credit than that.
Never.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Anyway,
I see the
chapter two.
Englishers,
I-
have reminders of who does what at the start of each
Yes,
issue.
very
I
useful. This is very useful because I'm like, who is that again? Oh, that's them. Also, I love how it's just the artsiness, but like, I like how they do like the pattern of each dice shape, unfurled.
Oh.
It looks very pretty, like D4, D6.
I didn't pay attention to that. I just thought there was a Triforce on that page every time, and just moved on.
everybody claim your character now.
I would like to gouge my eyes out.
Grandmaster.
Okay, great.
Oh, he got
Yeah,
it.
Grandmaster, there we go. He
Okay,
got it.
no, he got it. He said it first.
I love to gouge my eyes out. I'll do it right now. Hold on.
I do
oh,
like the
oh boy.
I do like the Godbinder premise, honestly.
God blind.
Yeah, the Godbinder is sick.
That's
That's
my-
like
That's awesome. What
the
favorite
Godbinder
character?
is the one that you look at and you say, "God, I wish that was in other games."
God, I wish that was
it's
me.
a Pokemon trainer, but bigger.
Because like I think they do for the most part early on a
They're all
pretty good sell on the
Marisu's.
powers. It's a little tricky though, because like Chuck's power is things are okay, so it's like technically the least flashy in a weird way.
He's Leroy Jenkins. I love it.
Yeah,
He's
Well,
just
yeah,
a lucky
Chuck's
guy.
and then
Yeah,
and
he
then
literally got the luck feat from D&D.
oh yeah, no,
Every
I'm
critical fails, he gets to do again.
it's cool in the comic, but it's not like something like, oh, I'm jazzed for that. And then like Matt is the Grief Knight. The Grief Knight gets development later, but early on it's like, hey, I'm gonna make you a sad bitch, and then he just ganks something instantly, and like, well, it's like that for like the first 9 volumes or so.
Fair enough. I
Things do
Well, even in
change. I
this
will say
one.
that.
Even in this one, they mentioned, oh, he made the Grief Knight when he was a sad teenager. Why was he sad? Oh,
Yeah.
that's
victim of statistics.
Yup.
Oh. And he becomes a statistics professor.
exactly.
Wow, it's poetry. It rhymes.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Beautiful. It brings a tear to my non-existent eyes.
It's art. It's art.
Look at
I
how
can see
pretty the
your
art is
eyes.
here.
No, that's before I gouged my eyes out. I did it for the club. It's on.
Oh,
They're
of
gone.
course.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume
Fair
you
enough.
still got tear ducts in the dice holes.
Yes. Oh, I guess that's true.
You don't lose those, maybe. But yeah, here we see how they lose their friend. Turns out the Grandmaster is like, yo, hey, you can't, no place like home us. Oh, literally, just, there's no place like home. Actual Visitor of Oz, nice. Yoink skis.
Yeah, it's a tabletop game made by a teenager. It's just full of references to shit.
Which is honestly enjoyable.
Yeah, they're just gonna have their GUR analog somewhere in there
Oh,
saying doom 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 doom.
Nelson,
Well,
this is Nelson. I'm
This was
sorry.
1991 that these teenagers existed.
little too early there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nelson. I'm gonna spoil this. There's in fact a robotic dog in this comic.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
yeah.
Thinking emote.
You can never go home, but I want to go home. Well, now we're good.
Okay, fine. Go home.
We'll play your game. Also, they make. Oh yeah, it turns out like the Elf Queen was actually based off of our high school crush, which you know.
They do-
But
They do
with
every
comic
now and
book
then, which is kinda
information
nice.
later in the comic, I wonder.
It's not even that much later, actually. Like,
Oh yeah, it's true.
Mm.
It happens within the first five issues after
Yeah.
all.
yeah, we'll come to it later. But they do that every now and then, which is I do think it's neat. Where they're like, yeah, clearly this character was based off of like someone we knew, and usually it's like, if someone beat me up, they're a disposable chaff monster. If they were like impossible for me to interact with, they're like the prettiest queens of all time.
And this is like where it gets like, okay, you just first encounter your players stab your DMPC that is giving them the quest. What do you do?
This is 100% accurate to how D.
This happens all the
This
time.
is
Yeah, no, this
literally
is
happens
absolutely.
all the time.
It'll be like a saint or something, and the players will go, "This man is a devil. We're killing him." What? He hasn't done anything. I roll insight. I failed, but I think he's lying.
And
Seems legit.
he got lucky at least. It turns out that it wasn't. It wasn't actually an elf queen. No.
Well, he had his reasoning.
Well,
It's
yeah.
not like she was ever gonna fuck him.
Yeah,
That would never happen.
yeah. he's-
Remember, if a woman is coming on to you, she's evil. She has schemes.
She is not real,
She's
obviously.
actually she's an FBI operative. Please, you must move away and hide.
Yeah.
Was the
Well,
FBI
most
big
of
in
this
this
binary
fantasy
that
world?
she spews doesn't actually translate to anything. I did hand type it into a binary
And
translator.
I thought I
It doesn't?
Why
It does.
wouldn't
It
they
does.
just do that?
It does though.
They-
We hunger.
It does? Oh,
You typed it in
we
wrong.
hunger. Okay.
Oh.
yeah, they do it
Yeah,
later.
that
too.
makes sense.
To be fair, binary, like if you can't copy paste, it's really
It's-
easy to fuck
it's a
up.
pain.
So like, I get it.
It's like the machine code one from that. Yeah. These designs look
That's
so
a-
sick, by the way. Like, look at them.
I also appreciate how they handle white space, which I guess black space in this comic because they don't really use it. But like how it's like if you see when like if you go back to previous page, how like it kind of the falling parts of the fallen kind of like bleeds into the framing panels.
Yeah.
There, right there.
It is- It's a really pretty comic.
I do enjoy how the art is drawn in this one. Nothing feels wasted
Mm.
as far as art goes.
Mm-hmm.
No empty spaces, no like just wasted space.
And I just love the way they have like they draw the powers. Like the God Binder looks so cool.
Again, that's like by far the coolest class here.
Yeah. Which for context, they explain that later, but like Godbinders are demonologists for gods, where they make
Literally.
like temporary quick pacts with gods. Because it's if you're an edgy atheist, that makes it sounds like the coolest shit ever. Like the what are gods but just really powerful demons, man? Like it's like that kind of like fedora tipping nonsense.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
but it's used in a way that's fun and doesn't make me want to punch someone. So
And we get the Neo, the cyberpunk. Turns out, yeah, her powers are high. You have technology, but you're addicted to the gold that powers your technology. Enjoy.
Well, no, she's addicted to having the technology work, but she has to pay fairy gold to make it work, or fair gold.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
I never got why
Weird
people
mystery
didn't
gold.
trust rogues in D&D. All players are thieves. But Neos makes perfect sense. They're addicted.
Oh, yeah, that's totally valid. Also, I think her power, gets probably the most like plot. Like not that it solves everything. I've seen like a lot of times like, hey, we gotta get gold to do something right now. We don't got any. Let's go get some. Like it's
Very MacGuffin-y.
Yeah, but in a way, it feels natural. Like it doesn't feel weird when they do it, but it does come up. It's never like usually like when the grief night, it's like you gotta get sad. He's like, please don't make me sad, and
Please
then
don't
like the
make me sad.
dictator's like, you're now big sad. He's like, fuck.
Guess I'm powerful now.
I hate it here.
It looks so cool.
It does though.
It's, I guess, watching it from the view of like a game master, everything feels very arbitrary and nothing actually grounded in rules.
Oh yeah, no. I think they even kind of say early on that this is directed freeform,
Mm.
which would
Oh,
make a lot of
okay.
sense.
Your tear lands on the sword blades, Joel, and suddenly awakens it. I didn't miss you. Get wrecked, buddy.
Yep, and like, which is going to be confusing in the role playing game because like you can't sell a $55 book of just have freeform fun with your friends.
Yeah,
This
like
looks.
one-page RPG type thing.
Yeah,
Well, the quote for this very issue is "Rules? What rules?" David Onson to Gary Gygax upon being asked for a copy of the rules of the game he just played.
Yep.
In 30 seconds, it's over. Oh yeah, because in like D&D and stuff, turns are like what, milliseconds basically.
Turns of 6 seconds. in
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah. Which is funny because that means like a fight that could be an hour of IRL time when you really like
Map
paste
it.
it together is like sub a minute, which is the most ridiculous shit. They're like, because at the time it's like, oh, I move and I hit, and like it's easier to think of it like kind of like 6 consecutive seconds, but technically everything is simultaneous per round, which
Yeah.
makes
Right.
shit gets really weird. It's like, oh, we fight, bang, 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 they're dead. Like, cool.
Oh,
Which would be an easy enough fix if they just said just like each round is a minute, because that would kind of lean more to the class. Even because like even then that would mean like what a fight's what like 4 or 5 minutes. But like if you watch, it's always weird saying like referencing movies for things because some grogs get like real upset if you bring any other media conventions into games,
Right.
just despite Appendix N being a thing for fucking forever. But like if you watch like I don't know Conan and he gets into a fight, that's what like a good 2-3 minutes. It feels pretty good. Dudes get knocked over, blows are traded,
Yeah.
and like that's a good length of time. But then when you play by D&D as written, you get in 30 seconds it's over.
it's just fast combat, yeah.
The
Blazingly
level
fast
0
combat.
for every class is instant transmission.
Yep.
Everyone just full tilt sprinting around.
And also here's the part like, well, we're in this new world, old world. We're back in this other world. Should we gonna play like a game and not care, or should we like actually be humans and you realize, oh, these people have lives that matter too? Hey, Brace, welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Hello,
Bryce.
Bryce.
Like, don't stab people randomly you just met.
Oh, this is something that makes a lot of sense. Like it's
Moral-
I do think that the author has a good grasp of we're playing as people and we're gonna make reasonable people choices.
Let's be humans.
No, where's all the dick jokes and stuff?
Chuck, that's
Where's-
literally him.
Where's
No,
funny
Chuck.
dick jokes?
Those
Chuck is
happen
the dick
between
joke.
the panels.
Nothing. They unironically give you a character that gets the dick jokes in. Like they got
Oh,
it.
great. Excellent. Well, I haven't read it yet.
The
so
Bard.
No,
sorry.
I have that. I think it's worth a read. I will say that.
No,
Like,
I do plan to, and like the art is gorgeous enough for me to be like, maybe I should just buy it.
Mm-mm.
It's only 20 issues. There's a hardcover that collects all 20 issues. I'm
Oh,
holding
Yeah,
it.
that's
Awesome.
what I would do. That's what I would do.
It
I
is.
would just
It
go
is
buy
a
that.
gorgeous edition. I will say that.
And how the planet's not even round. It's a D20 itself, and so every face is its own thing. Is awesome looking.
I do enjoy the dice iconography literally everywhere. It's nice. It doesn't feel forced. I mean, I guess it does, but it's enjoyable.
Eternal Prussia, nice.
It's forced in the way that you know, it's a thing about fiction, so of course things are going to be a bit forced, but it feels forced in the way that's like, yeah, that makes sense.
It's fun. It's fun. I feel like it's a fun force thing.
The meta-ness to it is not like overbearing. It's just like, oh, that's cute.
Mhm.
Speaking of some cuteness, we get to meet our main character's past, love interest.
oh, it's
Oh,
Drippy. I love Drippy.
My
Sir-
OTP.
Sir Lane, I think. Yeah, like, I promise you, I will not rest till I see you again. You know what? I'll use my powers hey, use your powers to make me so I'm bound to this oath forever. Sure, whatever.
So he was also worth noting, he was a Knight of Kisses, the reverse of the Grief Knight. He turns joy into power.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we'll explain the powers a bit more as we go too, because there basically was a page that goes really hard into painted mechanics, but it's not super necessary. Dictators, they effectively have like kind of like when D&D-esque like enchantment control, like you say it something to someone and they'll like super believe it. You can fuck with their emotions, but it
Mind
has kind of like
control.
a super like
Emotion
real magical
based.
binding to it.
It's also
So
the word of God from Preacher, if you're more familiar with comics than with D&D.
Magical mind control.
yeah. Well, it's not even
but specifically to make you feel bad.
Emotion.
I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was an
it
adventurer.
doesn't
He
necessarily
was an
make you feel
adventurer.
bad.
I love this double line of it. Like, oh yeah, he was an adventurer.
He was an adventure. Whoa.
Ooh.
I am not rest. I've waited this long to see you. I died 3 years after, and I still was not dead.
Is he gonna be okay?
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him. He's so happy. He's got friends in his eyes.
My oath will never be fulfilled.
Look, the gods are coming to help him fulfill
Yep.
his magical quest,
It's
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
and then a pile of gore gets poured all over our good friend Ash.
Yay, goop.
25 years of putrefied flesh.
Slough onto her. Slough is such a underused word.
Just I can
Slough,
imagine
yeah.
the noise
Well, it's
whenever
because
someone uses the word slough.
you only really use it and like he got radiation poisoning and his skin sloughed off his body. Like it's not.
It's a
It's
schlorp.
it's very specific in its use. That's a good word. I do agree on that.
Yeah, generally you're not getting they sloughed sour cream onto the nachos.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Well, there you go. New word of the day calendar acquired.
Yeah.
Yeah, slough some of that coleslaw onto my dish.
We can survive anything but our past. Well, do we go through it? Do we go through the past or through a war zone? I gotta run from my mistakes. We're going through the war zone.
Yeah, that's
I guess it's the shitty mistakes of 16-year-olds, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to face that. No,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'd rather die.
Oh, and here we have the really cool fun time where they're just explaining why, who gets what die for what reason. You know, D20 is literally D&D. You know, D12 is the opposite of a D20, so we get that's for the Godbinder.
I didn't actually know these essays were in here until you mentioned it to me before the stream started. These are in the hardcover. They're just all collected at the back of the
Back.
book rather than after every issue.
They're very good.
pacing reasons, obviously.
Mhm.
It's exactly Wizard. There we go. Get
Yeah,
the slough
hey,
of
Wizard.
delicious ice cream.
Ah,
Oh
of
my
course.
God. Slow me a slice of that pie.
Joy Knights are the worst
Yeah.
people you will ever meet. Love that quote.
Yeah. Because like the emotional nights, they burn the emotions. So you start happy and burn your way to sadness, as opposed to the grief one that gets sad and burn away to grief. So it's kind of like a fun why would anyone be a grief night? You're like, well, I get sad and I'm not sad anymore. So it's you drag back to neutral instead of I love trees and people and life and I stabbed this guy and the existential pain. It's all pointless.
That's true. Also thinking about it, you gotta be really happy when you're killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Following the comic, each player in die gets the sole ownership of a die, and then, you know, everything else is run off of a 6-sided die. But yeah, you see the Fool, they get a 1 too, but the Fool, they can change the numbers on their die. Which,
Which is not always choose 6.
Well, you don't always want a 6, do you?
I don't know.
How many new stab wounds would you like to acquire?
Oh,
Yeah.
6 on them.
It's also one of those things that I do as a tabletop player that sounds like it's a artsy fun thing to do, but like thinking about it for more than 3 seconds, you're like, I don't know about this.
oh
This
yeah,
was-
I can roll a 7 through 12. See? Awesome. Dungeons and
They're
Dragons.
supposed to all have their dice on them, right?
Yeah, it's in the designs. So Dictators is embedded into their chest. Fool's wearing his is an earring.
Okay.
The other ones are
So-
in there
somewhere.
I haven't spotted them.
I think the Godbinder has the tiara.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
I haven't looked at Neo's and Grief Knight well enough, but yeah. Also, here we go, straight off the bat. Dungeons and Dragons, just saying the name right there.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
I do too.
Dungeons didn't make sense. Who goes to a dungeon voluntarily? Dungeons have one purpose, to keep people captive. But I get it now. This entire world's a dungeon.
Whoa,
Wow.
bro, life
Bruh.
is a dungeon, bro.
Bro.
We're going like quickly to Xavier Renegade Angel.
Oh,
territory.
please.
Where's
What doth
where's my
life?
weed? I need to hit my weed. Hold on.
In fairness, if you had 2 years of tabletop role-playing based trauma to be working off of, you'd probably be saying shit like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Life is a dungeon,
The
and we're just players trying to get loot in it.
All those people you meet, they're dragons.
What?
And
what-
we never
what is
split the...
that?
All of human suffering is because they split the party.
What is taxes but a fireball to your wallet?
Whoa!
Fire! It's fire, bro!
Uh, this dragon, by the way, looks amazing.
Oh, it does look cool. Yeah.
Clockwork. The clockwork World War I dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have some various issues with various parts of the comic, but I think I don't really have any complaints with the visuals, like for the most part.
No, absolutely not.
A chlorine gas dragon with all the cordite as well, so explosives. Like, this thing is... Like,
It is a war machine.
I was gonna say, like, I could imagine seeing one of these in like an old World War I propaganda poster, like the Technocracy dragon. God, I love the Technocracy. Technocracy dragon's like my favorite, like political cartoon that's old. Oh, I gotta find it. Technocracy dragon. Kind of reminds me of that.
I gotta look that up because when I think of technocracy, I just think of mage.
Political. Gotta find it. There we go. I'll bring this bad boy up on the screen as well in a moment.
Oh yeah, I forgot they're making a animated Blood Dragon sequel thing.
Oh, sick.
Captain
Like
Laser.
for the game?
There we go.
What?
This thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. Oh,
Huh.
that does look sick. That might. I wonder if there was some direct inspiration for that.
How did you get this picture of me?
Wait, you're
else-
you're
else-
a you're a
IRL.
Depression era alternative form of government that really didn't take off.
No,
You
he's
don't
a
have to- you
Depression
don't have- you don't
era
have to
building
call
that's
him
on
out.
fire that's getting stepped on.
Oh, thank you. All cartoons are political, bro. Thanks, Lig. This is the politics right here.
Lasagna in Garfield represents the plight of the middle class.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I totally forgot this existed. Then again, Netflix has been making so much kind of like anime adjacent content lately. I
Oh,
don't.
goodness.
It's hard to keep track.
Speaking of Netflix and anime adjacent, come back next month for Scott Pilgrim. Probably we want to cash in.
Oh
No,
my
that-
god,
that-
are we actually reading Scott
I
Pilgrim?
thought that was November.
Oh
You're
fuck!
ver-
It's
it's
not November next month. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm being full Halloween brain. I forgot.
Oh,
it was
man.
October.
Yeah,
Still
You're bringing
won't-
Yusha on that for that one, right? Like you're
Of
legally
course.
obligated.
We have
to bring
to.
Yusha
I
for
am
that
Oh,
one.
legally
absolutely.
obligated to bring on Yusha for that one.
I mean,
We'll get Yusha and Pecan in.
oh, that's the plan.
Yeah, that was my plan. Yeah, because Pecan
Ah.
did that art of you three as sex bomb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this story reminds me a bit of Yusha. We gotta get him on here.
Oh, absolutely. Scott's Yusha coded, but like
Yusha,
in a way that doesn't
Scott-
reflect the
Yusha
badly on
is
Yusha.
Yusha is
Scott.
so Scott coded it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, yeah, Yusha and Scott Pilgrim both have like it's 2 a.m. and it's just fall enough you can see your breath. You're smoking a clove cigarette while you're looking over a harbor.
Don't call me out like this, Al!
You're also
don't need
Scott
to call-
Pilgrim coded. I'm
Fuck
sorry.
you! Fuck you, I'm not Scott Pilgrim coded. I'm
You
a
would-
Pointing at the
nice
mirror,
man.
screaming.
The way I can prove you're Scott Pilgrim coded because if you weren't, you would have just totally not reacted to that statement. You'd be like, haha, Yusha's a nerd. But you're like, no, as he shrieks and goes into a corn cob.
Shut
Crying.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I fucking hate you, Hal. You son of a bitch. Fuck you, Hal.
Go play your NES, you dork.
I paid a lot of money for that capture card and I'm gonna use it.
Hell yeah. That was a joke guess. That was also accurate.
No, I don't have a capture card. I don't have any game consoles.
No, that's fair.
You could be like me with a capture card that I've never used.
Same.
Wow. That's
No.
yeah. Let me just I'll get on that.
I got a
Yeah, here
capture
we go.
card. I decided to willingly play Mass Effect because I got brain problems.
Oh,
Also, do
I
just
never-
tell me exactly where you live.
I got
You know,
Mass Effect.
I tried playing Mass Effect too, but for whatever reason my legendary version at one point in the game turns all of the characters into black boxes,
What?
Huh.
black
Oh.
square, like black hit boxes, and I can't tell what's going on, and I can't beat the stage because I set it to hard,
Mi-
and I can't tell where to shoot or who to shoot.
I
So-
I I couldn't even begin to tell you how that got fucked up.
I just have no idea. So
It's impressive actually.
thank you.
Anyway, die.
Good one, Charlie Fool.
Yeah, tabletop games.
I also like. I love how her gods are. We got the Mistress Woe. You know.
Oh yeah, they're once again very
Whoa.
edgy atheist teenager gods. There's like
Mhm.
that one. There's like an old harvest man centaur,
Mhm.
evil like strong bear thing.
Is there
like
is
the
there
strong
is,
bear.
is there a Jack skeleton one?
Surprisingly not,
Too
but I
early,
think Mistress
sadly.
Woe kind.
Well, yeah,
Mrs.
this was 1991, so it predates that.
Yeah,
Not by too much. And listen, high school teenagers have always been addicted to super tall, lanky dudes.
Oh,
Okay.
Tumblr,
Oh.
Tumblr sexy men.
Yeah, Tumblr sexy men.
Fair
Just
enough.
because they're
Timeless.
proto Tumblr sexy men doesn't make them not.
Mm-mm-mm.
I will say if we're going by the era this comic's supposed to be, and I feel like Mistress Woe could be like a Kmart, like Neil Gaiman goddess of death. Where it's
Oh,
just like,
totally.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
time for Hobbit World War One. By the way,
yay!
you wanted to
Well, of
see.
course we're gonna put them in the trenches. They're short.
You-
They fit.
Easier them to avoid bad things.
You ever want to see Frodo experience war crimes? Well, here we go.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Frodo did experience war crimes
Yeah.
like multiple times.
Yeah, that's why he went on the boat because he's like, I'm fucked forever. Bye, Sam. I'll love you always.
there was no Geneva Convention in Middle Earth, and therefore they couldn't be criminalized.
Exactly. That's my excuse, at least.
And then Sam proceeded to have a bunch of kids and write a cool book because Sam's rad. Sam's the raddest Hobbit, objectively.
easily.
Sam won life. That dude just fucking did everything.
Yeah.
He was the greatest ever, and then he got a hot wife, and he bred like a shit ton of kids, and he just had he was the greatest Hobbit ever.
And,
Yeah.
and he was so like pure in what he wanted. The ring was like, I know how to tempt him. Imagine you were the dictator of the coolest garden. He's like, get that dumb shit off my hand.
This
what
is
if your
lame.
garden was great? You know,
What if your garden was great? My garden is great. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Throws the
like-
ring.
like imagine being so incorruptible where like that is the one ring's best attempt at winning you over.
Imagine the greatest potato.
He's like,
It's
fuck. He's
yours.
like, fuck you. I'm gonna
I
have
already
like 10
got
kids
it.
and make the best potato with my bare hands.
The kids of the potato.
Oh,
My kids will help me grow the potato.
Damn. Ring got
Well,
nothing.
here's a hobbit with no eyes, because of the chlorine gas. They melted down his face.
And well,
Yay.
he has a ring at least.
I don't think
Yeah.
does chlorine gas do that? Does chlorine gas melt your eyes?
He's being
It's
attacked
fantasy.
with the very concept of gas-based chemical warfare.
It's
Okay.
fantasy chlorine
Yeah.
gas, by the way.
All right,
Magical.
all right.
No healing for me. High matters for the high folks, not the low folks. Aw. Just write me a message. And we learned that this war's been going on for a long time.
Forever.
It's the 100 Years' War.
Yeah. It is the Forever War. They mention it's an endless war between Eternal Prussia and Little England.
Wow.
oh my
Yeah.
god! And then with no purpose, literally.
Literally.
Yeah, no.
Just the kid didn't write the purpose for the war. They're just in a war.
Well,
Because it's it's
It's
cool.
meta.
There's also some stuff we'll get to a little bit later in the chapter.
it's kind of meta how like they say, like, oh yeah, this is all based off like war games of the past. You know, it went from like war games to role play. Fun, yeah.
Like this is. Well, you'll see in a second whose war game it is, but this is based on
Yeah.
a specific war game that a certain someone made.
In a hole
Well, you
in
can
the
tell because
ground.
of the fucking hobbits.
There died an Englander. Not a nice hole. A nasty, dirty, wet hole. A chamel hole. You're him. Who is this him? I wonder. He has a pipe.
M.
It's a guy, and
Is
then
it Bilbo?
You're him. You're an
It is
officer.
Bilbo.
Idealized working class. This is Allegories are ugly, but poetry's poetry. More poetry, most of all. The soul blades is an orcish mockery of my elvish tale. That, I like that line.
Yeah.
It's not what I would have wanted, but
And then a page later, if that has lost on you, here's the fucking hammer because subtext is for cowards.
this was always my favorite.
Oh, yeah, until this page happened, I was like, oh, is this a reference to Joe Culkin? That's cool. And like, oh, yeah, sure, okay, thanks.
Literally
Yeah.
Tolkien.
Because like the thing is, I mean, I do like the art. Some of the faces, like when he's whistling for it, you could not have told me that was supposed to be Tolkien. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, he doesn't
Yeah.
look a ton like Tolkien.
I mean,
However,
hand whistling's a little
from
hard.
context, it's good enough.
Mhm.
yeah.
How many of you can visually picture Tolkien
Right
in
now.
I
action
can.
anyway?
I can. I once reposted his image on my
That is
Twitter
that
many,
is
many
you
times
did
at
that.
the
That was
show.
funny.
Yeah, because fuck the foundation where it's like you have to
The
take down this
Tolkien
picture
Society.
of a man on the internet. Or like, are you
Do you know
were
if
you,
Barbara
were you
Streisand?
dropped?
I believe the term is daft. Is
Daft,
what,
yes.
what they were called. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, daft.
The only person on the internet who was successfully able to get something removed from the internet was Hulk Hogan, and that's because he brought lawyers in.
And that's still there. He just
Wait,
like
what did Hulk Hogan get removed?
Gawker.
Literally, they went out of
Oh,
business.
that's right.
There
Well,
was- there was-
yeah, but that's a little bit different. Right?
No, I know. I'm mostly joking, but like, he technically was the only one who's like, take it down. Who really got some positive results in his case out of that.
Well, I
which
mean,
is-
they really did fuck him up. So yeah,
They
whatever.
did, yeah. If I remember right, the context for that one is there's some missing context where there was a really rich dude who was like basically closeted gay. Like he it wasn't like he just kind of kept it to friends and family, wasn't a big deal. And if I remember right, Gawker spilled the beans on that in a way that was not very flattering for him. So he was looking for a moment to just fuck their shit up, and then Hulk Hogan's thing showed up, and he's like,
That'll
"Oh
work.
boy, I'm gonna put a lot of gasoline on this fire. Fuck you, Gawker."
Oh, Roger,
And I
thank
was
you.
like, "Good." There's like
Good
I have
for
a
him. Good
I
for
have a
him.
book saved for that because technically there's like a lot of weird shady shit going on all sides of that.
Mhm.
But I get it. If someone like doxed me in a way I didn't want, and I got an opportunity for revenge later, I'd be like, "You're my new best friend," also scorned individual. We're going on a grand journey together. The greatest adventure, if you will. We're segueing back.
Kill the
Of
dragon.
course.
Yep.
Oh,
Once
so
again, Grief Knight gets sad, and then one shot something.
use your
These
powers to make
people
me
are dead.
sad. No, I'm gonna make you sad with actual sadness, not fake sadness.
Yeah, look, I'm depressed.
We're all
Which
sad.
is completely understandable. I don't know
yeah.
about you, but World War One is a uniquely depressing war.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like there's
Oh,
it's like Black Death, World War One, World War Two were like the biggest concentrations of sadness.
I mean,
really.
you also have the
Well, here's
typing
With World
rebellion.
War Two, you can at least say
Good guys, bad
with World War
guys.
Two, you can at least say, okay, sure, that was
Yeah.
something that needed to happen. Can't be letting the Germans get away with that business. But with World War One, it was truly just, oh, yeah, what if we did a bunch of really fucked up shit for the most abstract reasons possible?
Yeah.
It
What
was
if we invented
literally
new
we're
ways
friends
of
with
making
this guy.
people dead that are infinitely worse than anything we've ever come up with before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
because
we-
there's
we
kind of
all-
like a gung ho, like we're gonna go kill the Jerrys, let's do it, boys.
This is
And then like
honorable
World War One, it's
war.
like, oh god, it's mustard gas. Why am I even here?
We invented some really cool things, but we didn't really have our mindset evolve with the inventions. We're still thinking of like era thoughts. But we have way cooler technology. That'll be the same.
Oh.
Hey,
Mustard
what's
gas.
this big metal box they have? Quick, run your horses at it. Dear God.
Oh.
Look. Wait, you mean both sides got machine guns now? Like, I thought I could only have a machine gun in my wars. That's not fair. Shotguns, those are war crimes.
What if I
Literally,
made this
though.
gun hurt?
Like, the Germans were like, yo, shotguns are way too good at clearing trenches. America, you are committing a war crime using that. Stop using that. Please.
It's literally like skill issue. It's like
LOL skill issue.
welcome, Berserker. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Mustard gas, yeah, just mustard in the air. Sure.
Yeah.
Ratio.
I thought our guns would make war impossible. No, that's nukes.
Hey, we've conquered gravity. Good job, lads. Hey, what if we dropped something from up here?
Wait. Like very 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 early World War One air fighting was literally they didn't have guns on those planes. They just had they had a handgun. Like you have a handgun in the air, and you're just like trying to shoot people on the ground or shoot people in other planes.
I think the guys in the planes were the only ones who got out of World War One having a good time,
They
flying around trying to shoot another plane with a handgun.
I mean, that's why we had.
Yeah, if you
Seems fun.
That's why we.
if you survive and
Mhm.
come home, you're like, what did your grandpa done? Yeah, I got an airplane and I shot a guy with my pistol. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's kind
you
of
got the best story.
why they were seen as
Who
like
were playing close and stab.
the Knights of the Air. They basically you took the knightly traditions of European like honor and that stuff. Like that's why they had all that like Red Baron and the Aces and all. They all had like like if they crashed in the enemy territory, they get an honorable funeral and all that stuff. Like in a way, that's where like the quote unquote traditional European war went, is in the air. And then World War II happened and that all gone.
What if we read Enemy Ace?
Yep.
What if we read Balloon Buster?
Also, I'm not surprised by the grenades, but I really like the idea of just like a pilot just opening a window and just like yeeting a brick on the someone and then flying.
Yep.
Look, look out the window, die,
19 tons
die.
equivalent of like an
I-
orbital drop cannon.
Yeah, imagine if you died in World War One by brick. Like, how does your family recover from that? Because you're not. You're dead.
Better than they recover from you dying of trench foot.
Also valid. Yeah, no fair point.
They can just walk there.
And also
Yep.
probably better than you come back and get 1910's plastic surgery, which is essentially just a Phantom of the Opera mask.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking mask at least.
It's really not on the... I mean, good on them for having a go at it, but my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had to try.
Yeah, the first one's basically like what came after Kitty Hawk. Like, oh yeah, here we go. Wait, you can make these better? They don't have to do canvas? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we're back to World War One, where it's flat surgery pretty much spackle and morphine. Oh goodness.
Normal things.
Oh, wait a second. Wait, important thing that happened.
Oh, yeah.
So, the letter warning about how the war's
Pointless.
load of bullshit and pointless grinder for both sides. Bird gets shot down, and the letter gets burned as propaganda by their own side.
Yeah, war is hell, man.
And then here you go, charge across like Blackadder goes for.
You can simply walk there.
Nobody watched your silly willy British comedy show.
Yeah, someone has.
I did.
Charlie Fool has, I'm sure.
I did. I did.
Yeah, now, like Nelson, you were saying you were trying to watch Faulty Towers earlier, like.
No,
Downton Abbey, which is
Downton Abbey, my bad.
much more embarrassing.
I heard it was good. And then they all speak this weird foreign language, and I couldn't understand them.
Truly, America is the true era of the English language. Like the colonists spoke more accurately than what is England speaks today. Truly.
Well, like I mentioned before, the Black Country accent is
Real.
apparently very close to like Anglo-Saxon. Those motherfuckers are still saying thou, unironically.
Fuck yeah.
Also, Glasstown. That just all sounds cool.
The naming
Yeah,
is awesome.
Glasstown looks sick.
Riverdale meets Casablanca. Oz and No Man's Land. I like the way the writing is. Like these are really good. Just like, not metaphors, similes, whatever's.
Oh yeah, it's
And
also
look at
good,
this
like,
place.
Yeah, there we go.
This is Oz, but fascist.
I love the ornithopters. What a great design for a flying vehicle. Just
Oh.
weird bug.
Ornithopters are so good.
Fly bug.
I'm glad that Magic the Gathering, for all its faults, keeps ornithopters alive in popular culture. Because no one else fucking really. No, I guess Warhammer is kind of bringing them back with some of the Mechanica stuff. The ornithopter.
Open up, we're dying. Oh yeah, the chosen ones. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, valid.
Convenient.
Big fan of the approach of, oh, for fuck's sake, just open up.
Mhm.
It's
Feel like it.
them, the heroes. Yeah.
And then there's their friend Soul who got left behind, who's like is like Oz, like the great and powerful wizard.
Except he can actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not just a Connie with a balloon. Remember us, the great and powerful?
I don't.
It's for the
It-
best.
It's
So was
been
that was
a very long time.
was that the one with like the creepy stop motion animation?
No, that was Return to Oz. Oz the Great and Powerful was the Sam Raimi prequel about Oz getting set up.
Was that the
Oh, God,
3D
I didn't
movie
see that
one?
one.
Probably, yeah, it came
I don't
out when
remember
3D
that at
movies
all.
were at their peak.
It's kind of
They-
interesting with Oz that you could kind of like piece together a movie timeline that is made by entirely different people with totally different creative visions, but they're all technically canonical and take place in the same universe. I mean, like the usual loose like
Yeah, but-
movie canonical where things have changed, but
Where do we put the Wiz?
that's in the Dream
That's
Bubble
the alternate
territory.
timeline. That's
Yeah.
that's the ultimate universe Wizard of Oz.
Let's go. Ultimates. Also,
Yeah, that's when Dorothy didn't become the Maid of Time.
and so because it's a British comic and they're not on vacation, they just go to a bar and drink.
Yeah.
That's also because they're doing an RPG. You gotta go to the end.
Yeah.
Well, they even make a joke. They're like, "We're British people away, so we're going to be drinking."
Yeah.
Isn't it Spain?
Oh, the British will do that anywhere.
Oh, fair enough. And here we go. We have hey, yo, I know I'm a god binder, but I'm in your debt, so please heal me, please. There you go. Miracles happen. GG easy. Go read a book. Go pray to them. Okay, sure. Wait a second. This is my diary.
This is such a good one.
They
Yeah,
based
when you
a religion off my diary.
because like when you're the chosen one, everything you have is important. So
Yeah.
you gotta.
Yeah.
You
You
gotta read
guided
your
these people
16-year-old diaries to a crowd of people.
who believe it to be scripture.
Yeah.
And-
This is why you burn your diaries.
Yeah.
Leave no record. Clear your browser history.
Yep.
And this
And
one
so
is
instead, what you do now is they just people just use their full first and last name when they write dumb shit on the internet. Love it. Love our reality now.
Everybody being taught, never say anything online that's anything ties to you. Never ever. That's bad. That's terrible. Some guy will come to your house and kill you if you do that. Okay, I never will.
Yeah.
I'll always stay anonymous. Okay, thank you. Now,
I was raised like that too. Yeah, the keeping your power level low used to not just be like a weeb thing. That was just like live your life on the internet as like a funny ghost with the face you're wearing, and then if
Everyone
you
was
need
going to
skedaddle-
kill you if they found out your name somehow.
Mhm.
Was that what you were taught?
they will order pizzas to your house.
Oh, the worst. I've actually
Poison
ordered.
filled pizza.
I've ordered VTuber's pizza before.
What?
Never directly though.
Give me a
It was
pizza.
fun.
Pizza.
Yeah, well, can we get pizza?
Yeah.
How's
Wait.
buying? How's buying?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, come on,
Hey.
Al.
Wait.
I actually didn't say anything, but I ordered a pizza. It's
Nice.
on its way here now.
Oh.
Thank goodness. I mean,
It's a
hopefully
Hal pizza.
they won't get mad if we get the comics have covers for a reason. That's fine. And here we get this really cool story of like, oh yeah, these dream wizards that every day they lose the memory of the spell, so they relearn it every day as like a Sisyphean task. Oh hey, by the way, now we're gonna make you forget more stuff besides the spell, like other memories. And so, guys, like I gotta save my kids. Oh wait, I forgot that they were turned into monsters.
Yeah,
Whoops.
gotta save my kids. I'll freeze this river. Now I no longer remember how my wedding day was. Oh, there's so many fallen. Bursts of fire. I've forgotten my father's favorite breakfast and the smell of spring and my grandmother's recipe for nettle stew. Here, my kids, finally. I'll just do one little spell to unlock this. Oh, what's this fucking Hydra doing here?
Oh, I fucked
No,
up.
well, like that feels so fucked up. There's a tiny spell and you lose the super important spell. Who made the system?
It's a tiny memory.
I think
It's
it's a randomization. With every spell, you roll a d100, and
Yeah.
He got it at
Oh.
1.
It definitely like the fun thing is they even say that like the Grandmaster, which was Soul, which was the DM, rechanged the rules. This is definitely like wizards are overpowered, but I know how to balance them, and then I'll do it. Like you just kind of do something like this, and it kind of has like a fun fairy tale twist to it, but also like that's definitely somebody trying to fix magic in a way that like they think is totally correct without really thinking the ramifications for it.
Oops. And here we get our
well,
Grief
it could
Knight's
be that, or it
backstory.
could be just that he was completely in
jerk.
his dickhead mode at this point.
I mean,
Also true.
He is
probably both.
he is the big bad evil guy after all.
Yeah.
Surely he'll be the final boss of this.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, there's only 20 issues. What are they gonna do? Reject the premise?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, here we go. Like, this is Mr. Statistics guy. Oh yeah, 1 in 100,000. That could never. Oh, she died. One in a. One in a lot less. Yeah, your daughter's also. I see why you teach statistics, dude.
Yeah. I mean, look like the daughter made it.
Yeah. It's like the old adage of like X out of that of whatever number is how likely you'll get hit by lightning, but the
Yeah.
people that spout that statistic are much higher because they'll strut into lightning storms,
Yeah.
saying like, "Oh, I know the statistic. I won't get hit by lightning." Well, you're goodbye.
Oops.
Yeah.
Die.
And then if you're playing Final Fantasy X, you have to get hit what, like 200 sometimes to get lose a limit break weapon.
I think you have to dodge it.
Oh, yeah, you have to dodge like.
You have to successfully dodge it a row.
So you have to get hit. You have to get hit by lightning and then dodge the hit. That's
Right.
crazy.
It's infuriating. Final Fantasy X was an infuriating game.
Oh yeah.
It's a game with a lot of good ideas and really questionable choices.
Mm.
Lulu's design, good idea.
Yeah.
Waka's attitude towards minorities, questionable.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think for me, there's like
It's-
everybody kept coming back who's dead. They're like, Die's not too bad, and they're like, at this point, I have to assume you're correct because nobody who's died seems to be suffering at all. They're just like cool, fun ghosts.
Mm-mm.
Like, alright.
Yeah, I like this. It's like, hey, you got roleplay. You were role playing as a woman, and now you became a woman here. Interesting. And
Yep.
well, and like it's kind of crazy when people like when they first start like I've seen people when they talk about roleplay like, oh yeah, I don't see anything wrong with role playing as a different gender, and people are like, what? That's insane.
This feels
It's-
weird.
it's-
This whole sequence feels weird.
It's roleplay. You can do whatever you want in
Yeah.
roleplay. You can be anyone you want to be.
I think I know they're setting it up in this comic specifically because like as Ash who was originally a male player is like doing a lot of kissing dudes and stuff. Which at the time, because like if you're playing like a role playing game, I've seen a lot of people like crossplay, and it's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah,
silly.
small town in the middle of England in 1991. I can
Yeah.
tell you bad place and time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then there's some setups there where like I do think this is part of the ending is I think they kind of dropped the ball on like how they want to handle this with Ash. Like I don't know if I want to spoil that yet. It's weird. I don't know. Since it's my first one of these, I don't know when to talk about plot developments for like way to fuck later on.
Generally, we focus on the issues at hand, but
Yeah.
if there's something you really want to get off your chest,
No, it's
hey,
not like
right?
enough.
Spoiler warning on the screen.
I just say it's the way they
Not
handle it
handled
is kind of weak.
That's gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
I just think it's really cool how role playing games let you explore as whatever you want to explore in a way. Like,
Oh yeah, no, like that's definitely cool. Like I've had campaigns where like people have played opposite gender. It's been great. I've also played games where somebody is like, "This is my lesbian sex fuck lady." And I'm like, "Oh god,
Oh goodness.
is there a lady at the
Alright.
bar? I would like to engage in lesbian sex with her." I'm like, I don't
Oh.
like this.
Oh,
Please.
Nelson
Oh,
just-
Nelson's a
Now
bad
Nelson's
boy.
like, "Yep, that sounds great. I'm doing it."
he just
He felt called out.
Nelson's like,
Oh,
"Fuck you."
si-
Nelson's like, I could play a lesbian sex fuck lady. Bye.
he just
Those players are also simultaneously
No.
have the lowest charisma score possible.
So I wanted to say, whenever I play a female character, I purposely don't get into any like relationships or anything like that, simply because of how weird it is for when other people do it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that on paper isn't wrong, but like when
But-
you see people fuck it up enough, you're like, I don't want to.
I don't want to indulge this. And I like playing women that are like flirty and blah blah blah, and they use their feminine wiles to get their ways. That's one of my favorite characters to play. So doing that, but also not establishing relationship is one of the things that I really like in role playing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But this time I can do it better and correct this time.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, we get to see
so
more of those
cool, it's kind of good
stories.
Yeah.
Like we get this part, like, here's some fairy gold. I've used all my powers, but this one of them. Here's gold. She gets her dog back.
Yeah, because I think we kind of lightly glossed over early on. They basically like their dog died very much prior to this game being run. So like when she got to play the cyberpunk, she's like, I finally get my dog back.
Oh.
Oh
That's
wait,
right. At the very beginning, she's sad because of her dog. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
And yeah, Nelson, look, that's what I'm talking about. Here's the robot dog.
Yep.
This is you predicted
wait.
Gur.
I'm gonna sing
Congratulations.
the Doom song. Doom, 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 doom,
Oh,
It'll make waffles.
doom.
I want waffles now.
Legitimately, the waffle episode of Zim is really funny for the commentary because they talk about how like they were able to successfully pitch an episode where there's just one scene and the camera doesn't move.
And here we go. Your route to the Grandmaster's closed. You must find 3 keys. That sounds like... And then, you know, you go to these dungeons. That sounds like the DM was putting us on a railroad. Oh, literally.
Yeah.
He was always a railroader. Well, what do we do
And
then?
of course, every dungeon has 12 guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Or 12
Yep.
perils.
And one of the keys is fake and actually is in another castle.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Okay, well, we won't play by their rules. We'll just blow a city up.
I have to say I'm sure Homestuck gets brought up a lot on your channel, Egg. This is a thing that I really love in fiction when there's established
coded.
rules for a thing, and then and then when all of the players or like when all the characters find out ways to subvert and break the rules. I love that shit a lot. That is unironically probably a lot of where it's like early on when Rose and Kanaya were kind of like
Yep.
sketching out like how the guides and like how to exploit them.
Or
I was
ta-
like, yeah.
Tavros and Vriska, like, hey, I could go to like this puzzle over here. No, we're going on this way. Skip the puzzle. We're just going to the end.
Yep.
So yeah,
Build a tower. Fuck that rocket.
the PC party has become murder hobos. We're gonna destroy the city.
Yay!
What do you do in it? Okay, Hal disembodied voices. You're running a campaign, and your characters decide to not do your dungeon. They're just gonna blow up the town. What do you do?
There's a trick. The dungeon wasn't really there anyways. I'm making it up as I go along.
Ah,
They think I have it planned. I do not. So they're not breaking
Yeah.
my plans.
I-
They weren't ever there.
Yeah, improv is definitely important too, and like
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
because like a lot of your plans don't always go your way. What I do for a lot of session prep is I just keep a bulleted list of points I want to hit,
Mhm.
and those points don't always get hit. I change things along the way, but like
Mhm.
if I had a town that they were supposed to protect and then they blow it up, I usually it's like depending on how far in the night it is, it's not even that big of a deal to like cut it a bit early or like focus on some other stuff,
Yeah.
and then plan the next session accordingly.
Mhm,
Which is why I really like Blades in the Dark. So Blades in the Dark is like a fantasy heist game. So I would be like,
Wait, what?
here's a heist. Oh yeah, no, it's great. You're doing like
Ooh, I
Ocean's
like that.
11 stuff, but it's like you have like
Oh,
a
I like
fighter guy or like a guy who talks to ghosts or
Whoa.
like mastermind, like criminal mastermind shit. But the cool thing about it, like the narrative structure of a series of continual fantasy heists is nice. So I could be like, you run the heist. Technically, the game is supposed to be made that like you don't have to do any prep because there's like flashback mechanics and some other things to kind of aid the like Ocean's 11
That's
like
nice.
I've actually secretly like planned with this guy in a while because he knows someone from my backstory. There's like resources to spend for that, so it's not like a
nice.
total free win. But you do that, and there's like a downtime afterwards where the players like have their own little individual schemes and like they're trying to squirrel away money because the end goal is for your character to retire
Oh, of course.
with money, so they don't just like fucking end up like homeless or dead.
Or homeless
But at
and
the end of
dead.
that, it's cool. I could just be like, all right, here's what you've done. You've upset these people, or like these people have like you now, and they're going to offer you something. And then I could kind of like gauge what they want to do next. I'm like, these guys are doing friend with you. Would you want to pursue that? I have there's other people who have been trying to like reach out to you to give you a potential new heist. And like if you can maintain the back and forth with the players enough, not only can you like avoid like they did something that I didn't prepare and they just ruined everything, you could actually make it so seamless they never realize that just like
Yeah.
the Ouroboros cycle of them giving you like you giving them what they want and they giving you what you want until it just becomes entirely seamless.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Honestly, if the players don't try to fuck up your game, I don't feel like you're not running a good game.
Oh yeah, because like if you want a total controlled sandbox, you write a book.
Yeah.
You write a book or you're journaling and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with those, but you do have to accept that there is going to be some creative control that is just not something you can control because there's 4 people with you, 4, 6.
Yeah.
You play some
Learn
single,
coding and make
you-
a video game instead.
you play single player D&D. There you go.
Part of
Yeah.
the reason why I don't run serious campaigns is because of how inept I am at improving things that are cool on the fly. With comedy, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You shit gets fucked. You're all idiots. Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
But with something serious, it's much harder to do. And I don't blame any DM for fucking railroading anybody ever.
I
Like
will
you need it to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, railroading, yes or no. I mean, from my experience, there's definitely needs to be a buy-in where it's like this is what we're doing. Like, are you into this plan we're doing? Because like I think a lot of that kind of like friction comes for like somebody wants to run X game and the players want Y game, and there's no compromise. So X game goes as plans, and then players play Y, and everything's fucked.
Yeah.
But I will say the non-comedy improv is definitely a learned skill. Like I very early on, I remember my very first time I tried to run like a campaign, and it was one of those like Pathfinder adventure modules. It was Rise of the Runelords in particular, if that means anything to anyone. And everything got derailed because one of the players like this is back in 3.5 where you had to pay to summon your familiar. He's like, he's like, why do I don't have enough money to summon familiar? Why do I have to do that? And I'm like, that's just the rule. Sorry, buddy. He's like, why did I rob the bank? And I was like, I guess you can. And some of the other players bought into it, but half of them didn't. And as an experienced GM now, what I would have been, it's like,
Split the
all
party.
right, I was like, we could get something arranged for this. There's going to be some way y'all can get work and find ways to kind of like keep it on the level. But instead, I was like, yeah, I guess you could rob the bank, and it just fucked everything in half. Like because like I wasn't even like all the guards are level 20 and they beat your ass. But like since I was running the book, I was like, what's it? All right, the town sheriff is like a level 4 fighter, and they have like 3 level 1 fighters as guards. The bank gets robbed, they scream. It's a small town. The sheriff and the other dudes are coming. A fight broke out. That half party left, and the other half of the party were like, "We did nothing wrong." So now the campaign is fractured irrevocably in twain, and it died shortly.
Mm-mm.
But
Yeah.
now, there's some similar instances being recalled by people. But
Oh.
you practice enough, you learn to avoid stuff like that. You learn to work with the players more, and it does kind of reduce issues like that. And you can do a lot
Right.
more like serious improv things. Like I know with the vampire campaign I ran a while ago, which I'm trying to start up again, but
Oh,
schedules
cool.
continue to be the devil. It like once I got kind of what everyone's was wanting to get out of their characters, it did make like adding serious moments that still jived with them a lot easier.
Mm-mm. I guess. It's like
Yeah.
fascinating hearing like the DM's perspective on a lot of these things because I don't know, like board games that like include like a DM role of them are just always like they're always doing a lot of work and always like thinking about what is their like thought process behind all this, and that's very interesting how like you manage it
Yeah.
instead of being so controlling like this guy right here.
Oh yeah, no, this is to be fair, like once again, this is supposed to be like you are a small this is a I assume this is like a small English town area or at least like a nice suburb of one. You are a 16-year-old boy. This is when because this is also back when groups were more isolated. Like it's very trivial now to like how to DM, look up YouTube video,
Right.
look up online article, ask your friend from anywhere on the globe. Back then you had the books, and maybe if you were lucky, there was Dungeon and Dragon magazine, which I love to pieces, but those were also very rare, and that's probably the closest you would get to like advice and like a lot of
Right.
specific Q&A. So
Yeah,
you might
you used to have to send in letters to ask for like clarification on stuff.
oh yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
would-
not like these days with Twitter. It's just like, hey, the person who made the game, your rule sucks. And he's like, no, you're
Yeah.
playing it wrong.
Oh,
well,
my
no,
bad.
but if you're D&D 5e,
Oh.
you ask him the same question twice and he gives you 2 different answers.
Oh yeah. You just don't ask him. That's
Yeah.
that's what you learn.
Play better
Oh,
games.
that sounds like some like Yu-Gi-Oh card ruling shenanigans.
Just tell them you're playing 5th edition, but don't
Yeah.
actually.
5e is the Yu-Gi-Oh of D&D. whatever
Yeah.
that means.
including the one-turn kills and all the negates.
Okay,
Don't take this apart.
I gotta
It's
be honest.
finished.
I don't hate 5e as much as Hal and disembodied voices do.
Okay, I don't hate 5th edition. I hate how much it makes it so makes it other people don't want to try other games. If that makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
in a similar part. There's worse games in 5th edition, and honestly, if somebody was like, "Hal, I would really like to play 5th edition," and like, I'm cool, and like you're cool, and we're both friends, I would do it. I've played 5th edition of games. I don't know if I've actually ran any. Now I think about it, but
Hmm.
I've played enough. But there are people where it's like playing only D&D does burrow a virus into their brain that never leaves. So
Right, right.
this is when you get weird stuff. For instance, there is a role-playing game coming out that is set in the American Revolutionary War.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds right. Now, here's the thing, Egg. It is using Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
No!
And you're going to be like,
That's
but how? That's a game with dragons and wizards and stuff. And the answer is they took that square peg and they beat it into that fucking round hole until it scraped the
So,
sides and the lump went into the bucket.
so the
I'm
British and the
gonna
dragons
roll
got
a
it.
charisma to write the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yep. DM, what strength check do I need to toss this box of tea into the Boston Harbor? Like it's and it's like, oh yeah, there's a 5th edition Dark Souls one too, and
And numerous Star Wars mods.
Star Wars mods, and to a certain extent, as a publisher, I get it because back in the 3.5 era, it was another thing you could do is effectively like soft license your game as a D&D compatible game because it does get people to look into them. But then you hit weird instances where it's like Dungeons and Dragons is very good at doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, makes
Have
sense.
a bunch of chuckle fucks. I'm gonna say very good and like imagine air quotes, but go in a dungeon, you fight a dragon, you got weapons, you got classes. If you try to do anything else, like murder mysteries, or like a lot of people these days are wanting to have more like role-playing meat to their games that Dungeons and Dragons is not equipped to handle. But because they won't leave the system ever, there's good systems that handle that. There's systems with intricate social combat. There you could probably run a Revolutionary War campaign in, I don't know, like Call of Cthulhu would be a better fit.
That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
Call of
Yeah.
Cthulhu has like the Western expansions and stuff.
Or Deadlands is a very cool game. It's like a fantasy game set in the Wild West, but you also got like it's kind of got all the fun Weird West shit where there's like there's the undead and people using like playing card magic and stuff like that.
You could easily adapt that for a revolutionary campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because like if you're just a group of people that sit around and like you're playing a game and it's dick jokes and goblins and that's the most you're ever going to want of it, it's totally fine. D&D's totally fine for that. God bless you. Have fun with that. But like
Holy shit! Did you see Critical Role? They went inside the dragon's ass.
yeah, that kind of thing.
Wow.
But like once you get any level of like effectively like system mastery, like once you make the hobby like a hobby for you, it gets frustrating because people don't want to leave that little bubble. It would be like if somebody only read Batman comics and were like, I would never read anything else other than Batman comics. Other
you mean
comics
the
might
average
as well
DC
exist.
reader?
That's modern
Yeah.
DC. You describe what DC makes nowadays. Only Batman, basically.
Okay, I'm connecting with you then. And, like,
100%.
you guys all know, like, there's so many comics out there, and like, I'm not like, even in the realm of capes, there's a lot of variety. That's not just Batman. But then
Superman.
it'd be like, yeah. But it'd also be like if someone's like, what if I made Batman? I'm sure this exists. Like, what if I just made Batman with Superman's skill set, and then they just
Oh, that's
released
the
that?
Batman of Zero and
Zarnoff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally Zeranar Batman.
God damn it! All right. So imagine everything you're experiencing, but it's funny dice games and not Batman, and that should kind of give you an indication of
but-
like me and voices are frustrated a little bit.
I don't understand though. Like, okay, the way I
Imagine
think
if someone wanted to play a video game, but they only would play it through modding Skyrim.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another great
Oh, that's
example.
true.
Yeah, we've met those people before too.
Oh God.
That's true. I was like, why would I play that game voices? I could just play modded Skyrim. That's just like that. I'm like, what? Okay.
Street Fighter, but if I want to punch, I got a mod.
Devil May Cry. I've already implemented a combo system in Skyrim.
Skyrim Combo Edition. I guess the way I'm looking at it, it's like if you're good at one role-playing game, I know this about it's like Ironclad, but it's like you know how like with some video games, if you play one video game, you can be good at the other video game. Kind of like there's that muscle memory, that skill transfers addition. I guess what I'm saying. Like I feel like shouldn't that apply to like role-playing games? Like you know how to roll dice in this game, you can roll dice in that game.
That's the problem. People
does.
think they need to be good at D&D.
Well, I don't even mean good.
You
I just
don't.
mean
You
being
can
competent.
fucking suck at it. It's fine. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. You're a player. Who
Well, I'm
cares? It's
not even-
collaborative storytelling.
I'm not even talking about like
Acting.
the playing or just like the technical aspects, like writing a character sheet. Like, okay, you can write a sheet, you can write that sheet. It's simple. Like, I know when I did Nelson's, I struggled there because I didn't know them at all. I didn't know anything about sheets.
Egg. I'm gonna give you an opposite example of Nelson's.
Yeah.
Look up how many people in Critical Role don't know fundamental basic concepts of their characters.
Oh, jeez.
And that is literally like not necessarily. I mean, they're all voiced. They have like
Yeah.
jobs, but that also is their job. And they don't have that. The skill set can't transfer because they don't learn. So those kind of players do
The
find.
skill set,
new
they can't
player-
transfer
new
because
games-
what skill set?
Yeah,
Right.
those they find that scary because they don't have any frame of reference and they refuse to
Mhm.
even learn their original one.
Ah,
And
nice.
those people are, and yeah, you could say that for Critical Role, a lot of it is improv is their job, but there's a certain point where if I showed up to my work and I couldn't tell you how to turn on anything, I would get fired. Like
Yeah.
there's basic fundamental skills to a job you need to do.
Right.
I
Yeah.
see. Oh, that makes sense. Cause like, I mean, I like the way it's like, okay, playing the first one, I get that being like daunting, cause like that's different. That's like you never did that, but like a second system, like okay, that's. I guess it's kind of. I was gonna say I was gonna try, compare to coding,
It
but
also
then I
really
get that
depends
too.
on what the second system is.
True.
Because if you played 5e and then go to a game that's badly designed,
Like
Shadowrun.
like some kind of cyberpunk fantasy
Yes.
situation, then suddenly you're like, wow, if this is what other things are like, and D&D runs fairly smoothly because there's all these support resources,
Mhm.
then you're going to be like, okay, well, clearly D&D is the superior product. That's why it's the market leader, because it's got all this shit figured out. And there's one other thing that I've tried is a crunchy, horrible nightmare.
Mm-mm.
And then you don't even like register that there's games out there that are
That
a
are
single
good.
page long.
There's
as
not
far as
even an
rules have
option
go.
for you after a certain point.
Duck people. What?
Oh, yeah,
you're not going on Itch.io if you've been playing Dungeons and Dragons. You're not going on Itch.io and looking at the games on there.
They have
You
that.
also for tabletop, you absolutely should. I bought a back when they were doing like big bundles for Ukraine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There is a lot of just hot garbage, and like a lot of them are like, "This is my game jam game. It's called Flowers. It's a self-journaling game where you wake up and you imagine yourself you're a flower and you write it down." And it's like, that's great, but when I received like 100 of those in a box, like clearly they had that game that was like sword lesbians was their kind of like highlight, and like that's a game, even if I don't like I'm not the target audience for that. That's whatever, that's fine.
Mhm.
It's at least like a game that's been published and there's like stuff and quality control in there. And then there's like one or two cool little hidden gems. There was one about like Southeast Asian like cooking and spirits, and that I thought was
Oh,
really, really cool. There was a really, really sick fantasy module about like a lord of a castle who was like a vampire pugilist that people would journey to his dungeon to fucking throw down.
That
Which I thought was rad. But then you had like Hell Golf, which is a game about playing golf in hell that's just roll a bunch of dice and it's not fun. Dice
We
is
can't besmirch indie TTRPG makers too much because friend of the channel Wesley K Dance is one.
no, that the dance puts together games.
He
I will
good.
say, I will say, there's there's usually a thought process and like a creative drive. A lot of this is like, there was one that was like a fill in the blank for how to experience life as a bird. There was, it was a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
Itch is filled with good content and a lot of very niche. I don't even know what you would call them.
It's funny you say the reference to the Ukraine package because that's where I picked up Lancer a long
Oh,
time ago.
That's why
Oh,
the kills.
yeah.
That's why the kills Explain Demons guy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, the art is
okay.
by the cancer. Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't- does
jelly
he write it
because
too? I'm not sure.
I love his comic. I've followed him on Twitter. I've read every update. I love his art style so much. I've always kind of wanted to like, get into that thing because it's like, whoa, that has his art, and his art's amazing, and it's like cool mechs.
Lancer is cool, but the setting also
Berserker.
feels like it was written by someone who was forced to write a mech setting by gunpoint and did not like mech.
Yes. The setting feels strange, but I like the rule set. Only
The
for
rule
like
set's
crunchy rule
good.
sets.
The mech designs fuck. CompCon, which is like he created like online tools to manage like player actions and like
Which
enemy
is
mechs.
really cool.
It's fantastic. But then if you read the setting, you're like, all right, we're in a post-money society. Okay,
But
and
somehow not post conflict.
yeah, but there's also pirates.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Fine. Because it's trying to go for like there's like a Star Trek utopia and like the center of the galaxy, and then on the edges things are kind of like shit and rough, and that's where you're gonna be at mostly. But they also are like, yeah, mechs you could just kind of be assumed to be able to 3D print your entire mech because you have a license. You don't have like a mech, which is weird because every other mech based property you're like, this is my mech. If it gets fucked up, I get sad because this is my thing.
my soul.
Yeah, like it, but it's so casual to get destroyed, and if money isn't a thing, and conflicts are like cyberpunk-esque corporate struggles, you're like, what
What?
am I doing in this cool mech game? And the answer is just scrap the setting, take the companies, take the mechs, and just do your own shit. Honestly,
It
Got
really
it,
is.
got it, got
The parts are cool. The story is okay.
yeah, it's got a cool thing where they accidentally like unleash slash back reveal like higher functioning AI super gods, and like some of the
Yes.
mechs might have been derived from that. But as a context of a guy in a pew pew shooting robot, it doesn't super come up a lot, and you're like, why is this in here? Or there's like a an antagonistic other society. I think it's called like I think it's like the Aterium Continuum or something like that. It's like really far on the edge of the galaxy, and they set up how they're like really cool, and they've been kind of split away from the Union, and they're like the vestiges of original humanity. But they don't commit to be like, and they're real bastards. They're like, they had a really nice, pretty home planet. I'm like, why the fuck are they in here?
Oh, this literally is his writing style because he does the webcomic and he just has like side stories that are just like tangentially like took place like a million years in the past of the current comic. That explains
Well,
everything now.
Yeah, I like that's cool for a comic because at the very least you could be like, that's how I got to like this field of cool statues in this. Like I'm just using that as an
Yeah,
example.
no, these statues are all gods.
But as a role-playing game where you want to look for like what the fuck do I do, it's frustrating. And like when I
see.
said it's like it's written by someone who hates mechs, it's because it takes everything that could be a mech trope for someone that would grasp onto a cool mech RPG and says, no, fuck you.
Based on their setting, it really is to buy in as a player. It really is.
Yeah,
like- What do I fight for? And nothing matters. Almost.
yeah. Like the probably the easiest would be like corporate war or like frontier wars. Like that's probably the easiest thing to grasp onto. But it's like, but like like a lot of tabletop games are like you're a band of mercenaries, and like that would make sense for like you're a bunch of cool chuckle fucks with mechs. You're gonna go help people out. Money doesn't really exist. The money is like cyberpunk future. Like information is money,
I see.
which is cool for a story about like cool influencers on the edge of the galaxy showing everyone songs. But like, what do I do? I can't buy mech parts. Everything is done with a level up license, which is neat. I do like that part, but like, I don't know. It's
I guess you
frustrating.
could convert it if you really wanted to go to. You could convert experience into credits, and credits be used to purchase your license levels instead of earning them.
I mean, I'm
And just
not
throw up
saying.
a setting, change it a
I'm
little
not.
bit.
Yeah, I'm not saying I need like you need 400 space bucks to do this mission or buy this part. I would like that like you're trying to get a big score so you could like fund your spaceship, but that's not really a thing, sorta.
They kind of made like a separate system, didn't they? Where it's space combat,
They
ship combat.
they did the baronies, which is like very like noble duels and feuding royal families and stuff like that. That makes a lot more sense in the base setting because
I
at the
did
very
like
least,
I like the expansion. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the very least, if the money doesn't matter, like
Honor
noble petty
does.
bullshit is yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Mm-mm. Oh, thank
So
you,
yeah,
thank you. That was an
so yeah,
interesting. So it's good to learn about this.
back at Glasstown.
Back at Glasstown, look at the Green Lantern Corps. It's the
Anyways.
Green Lantern Corps. I mean, it's the sacred wheel of emotion.
Yeah,
So
Shame.
I assume this is like some pop psychology bullshit that I don't immediately recognize.
It's mentioned early. It's mentioned early on. It's like I didn't want to do alignments. Alignments are dumb. Who cares about lawful evil and all that stuff? Oh, there's this thing about emotions being all the 8 core emotions. Everything's just intensity of that emotion. Interesting. I'll use that instead. It's that one emotion chart that you've probably seen before.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. It's literally just that. It's the same symbol even.
Oh, is it? It's exactly the same.
It's the Plutchik wheel.
Oh,
Oh.
incredible.
oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep,
That's so INTJ of them. Thank you, Adams Reps.
yeah. I mean, Olympus. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is like I'm a smart prodigal. Like, I don't know if they out and out say Soul's autistic, but I feel like they're really pushing for that angle for a lot of things. He doesn't
I
want
mean,
you to play.
he built his big castle using every part, and then said, "Don't fucking touch it." So
Don't
I
you-
think
don't you
the
break it.
implications There.
Yeah, he railroads super hard. He's got these like real deep into paint references for a child of his age. I'll call 16-year-olds children because they are.
He's the kind of person
As much as
to
they'll argue,
homebrew his
yes.
own system just as a fucking birthday present.
Yeah,
I think we can call this one.
yeah.
And so
And then
she
this-
mind controls Chamberlain.
Yeah, the Chamberlain's like, oh, I trust you, chosen one. I'm glad you're not going to use your mind control power. Oh no, you're using your mind control powers.
Wait,
To be fair, this is a setup for a plan they were put in action. So like, that's not like a bad thing. I just think it's funny, just kind of how quickly.
Oh
it
no,
goes.
it is very funny.
Literally
It's
the
like,
previous
oh,
panel.
Normally someone wouldn't meet a dictator alone. Oh, it's not reluctance, it's screaming horror, but now you're a hero, it's probably fine. You're not common or garden dictator? Yes. The others
LOL.
are amateurs.
your heart is mine. Don't tell me about this, by the way. You know. And I guess it's like, oh, this is way too easy for her. That's why she didn't want to use her powers, because like, this is too easy. This is just mind control. It's like, well,
Yeah.
everyone, we're going here to get out of the city. Back in
Oh
it,
no, it's not out of the city.
Well,
it's into the temple of the Mistress of War.
we'll be out of the
Yeah.
city soon. It's just... And here we go to get Eternal Prussia.
Thank you for the drink, my cake. God,
Oh.
I love the design of this robot, man. I love it so much.
Yeah, this robot is wonderful.
Oh, he
been a-
looks friendly.
Yeah,
For the heart of a war machine, he does look surprisingly friendly.
I love it when my
Just-
robot.
He's just a buddy.
I think it's the pupils that are really doing it. If something has pupils, it has a soul. If it doesn't, hang on a second. Voices, can you just open your eyes again? That's what I thought.
There's a soul. There's a soul.
Yeah. Also, they're doing that fun thing where programming is
regrabbing.
very awkwardly used Boolean variables.
Us
It's like,
equal
okay.
attack Glasstown. Doggy.
Again, well, this is a robot made of clockwork. I assume whatever
Yeah.
language it's running on is very simple.
It's running on 16-year-old logic.
Can it run the Holy See?
Yeah,
Below
can
us.
Can
it do it?
Eternal Prussia run Doom?
Yep.
No, it wasn't invented in 1991.
Darn it.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right.
Oh, hey, these guys look like our bullies. Well, that's cool.
I wonder what did lead them to choose this as the particular era. I have to imagine so they could have a very large time gap. Like I think that was
Oh,
the
no, it's-
goal.
The World War One stuff is because specifically, Eternal Prussia and World War One is when war games as a tabletop thing really started to kick off.
Mm.
Obviously, Tolkien had experience fighting in World War One, but
Mhm.
also the Eternal Prussia reference is something. I'll pull it back up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I can get that. I mean, just like they could have set the story in 2000 and had a different set of
Oh,
references.
you mean
I,
what,
I,
the
I
year
have-
the kids are from?
Yeah.
Yes,
Which-
but
what-
then they would go to the future.
It was
Which-
I
which-
assume that's because that's when Karen Gillan was a
Yeah.
teenager.
it was
That-
91,
yeah,
right?
that's probably it. Yeah, I think it was like 91.
That's
Yeah.
post Cold War just ended. And everyone's happy. That's my
Yeah.
main reason for it.
Yeah, because the teenager theory must track. Because like, you would also assume maybe 80s would have been also like real primo.
Karen Gillan was born in 1975, which would make him exactly 16 in 1991.
There we
Hey,
go. Hey!
mission
Oh.
mystery solved.
It gets some XP.
Detective.
We get some XP for that. There we go. We'll level up after this at the stream.
You get one experience.
investigation roll.
The Skywatcher archivist. Hey, Skywatcher. Yo, what's going on? Glass Town. Yeah, they're dying. You want to save their life? Sure, I owe you a debt now. I love that. You caused the debt that the god has to you. Wonderful.
He's not chucking up on everything. Like, look, you're Gandalf Farmer Centaur. You have stuff to
busy.
attend to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
look in the
love
corn.
Skywatcher. He's wonderful.
City's screwed unless you help him.
Yeah, he wasn't noticing the light because he was looking at the sky. Yeah.
He's like, fuck you, Cloud. Oh, let me help
I mean,
everyone.
he has fire eyes, by the way. Like, those eyes are fire, so...
As if literally looking at the sun.
Well...
Local man yells at Cloud's the god.
He really is!
I'm just so angry.
Hey, I'm the mistress woe caller. Oh, you owe me some misery. Oh, this counts. Sure.
Yeah, she's fun. I think she's really the god that gets the most like development because the other ones just kind of show up for very specific tasks. But Mr. Zawo comes up a lot. I like that.
Good to know. Good to know. Can't wait for more.
Almost like these people are really sad for some reason.
And we got our good pal, the fool. Hey, Chuck. Come on, we're screwing your toys up. Nice statue. Broken. What are you doing? Why are you breaking this? Have you ever want to say this to a player? What have you
No,
done?
I usually
Have you ever wanted to say
quietly
that to a
ruminate on
DM?
You're ruining the game.
Stop.
Your game sucks.
Yeah, no, honestly, I've
This
been
part's so
lucky.
cool.
No one's told me that like any games I've run actively suck because I think I mean at that point I'd be like I have to clearly redo some things because things are not working out. I've been glad to not reach that point.
Sometime early on in a lot of DM careers is you learn that it's less about setting up things, it's more about talking to your players and going, what do you guys want to play?
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's 5th edition, but what do you want to play?
We have these tools. What are we doing? Yeah, because I did that early on because like I did like my very first group, which honestly I owe them. They were a very nice testing ground for working out a lot of early mistakes. And they were through and through high school murder hobos to the point where I quit giving them a plot. Like at one point there was like I was like, what do you fucks want? And they're like, I want a pirate ship. And they're like, great. I'm gonna set this entire session up for you to steal a pirate ship. And that worked out. And then like prior to that, I began to learn how to like wrangle the players better and kind of like figure out what their buy-in for things was. And we did have one player that just played a creepy gnome who would play the xylophone, and that was really about it.
What?
That's all they wanted.
You say explain, but there's nothing to explain. Like he was just an evil gnome that would play the xylophone because he was the bard, and every now and then he would like feed people poison. If
Something about the gnome really brings that out of people. Or maybe it's that people like that really fluctuate towards the gnome.
It also doesn't help that like to this day, even though I have seen gnomes in other media, I have played games with gnomes, I've read stuff with gnomes. I always imagine gnomes as the underpants gnomes from South Park, like almost universally. Anytime a tabletop gnome is imagined, I imagine red hat, beard. So like I just see this like little like underpants gnome motherfucker with a xylophone, just dead-eyed, blank stared at someone, just slowly going like bing, 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 bing. Oh, just fucked about gnomes. Who is not fucked about gnomes? Like, do I need to go to another country for proper
Yeah.
gnomage?
Oh, wait, are you telling me there's some countries out there that just go gnomes? What a good time.
Yeah.
Iceland, Greenland, they have the Christmas gnomes.
Their gnomes are all fucked up too. That can't be
Yeah,
right.
their gnomes are very fucked up.
Yeah, no,
Charlie, tell me what's the land of reasonable gnomes?
is there?
If I Google Greenland gnome, I see a Scandinavian gnome with a red hat and a beard. Oh, it's just the Netherlands. Okay, Netherlands gnomes. It's just a red hat and a beard. It's still there.
Yeah, they're all David the Gnome looking
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
I think he's just saying that like putting an American in a David the Gnome's body creates a psychopath. But
Hey, no,
I mean,
I'm
he's
talking
right.
about an Australian that's been put in the body of a gnome, and
Yeah.
that still turns into a deranged
Yeah.
psychopath.
you literally have to have a gnome piloted by the Dutch to get like sweetness and kindness. Everyone else, there's like a body mind incompatibility that creates a monster.
And who
That's because
even?
the Dutch are naturally gnome-like.
The Dutch are literally the tallest in the world. That's the reverse of a
They're
gnome.
living below sea level.
They
Pretty
do.
gnome behavior, if you ask me.
After befriending a Dutch person as of late, no, they are. They're tall gnomes.
Yeah, okay, I mean, okay, it's still gnomes, they're just tall gnomes. Got it. It's like the reverse of dwarfism. Tallism.
Yeah, tallism.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I was gonna say, who buys like the gnome garden decor nowadays? Like,
Me.
You actually have?
Fuck yeah, based.
Me,
How many-
unironically, me.
How many
Literally
gnomes you got,
sugars.
Nelson?
17.
Is that a joke?
How big is your yard?
About 3 by 5.
That's
A 17 gnome. It's
That's
large.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's
It's all gnomes. There is no visible grass. It's all gnomes.
you can play,
Walk carefully, lest you be impaled.
you can play
Honestly, if I was
Blades of grass,
chess
it's
with
just
gnomes.
Individual gnome hats going up.
if I was renting, I would do that because then I don't have to mow it as much. I just look at my army of gnomes and be like, "Men stand tall," and then just like walk into my house.
You could paint them, Hal. Each unique gnome.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you buy unpainted
how?
gnomes, it's just like
I-
bigger Warhammer.
I do have a 3D printer. If I wanted to print a big gnome, I could. I have the technology, unironically.
You can rebuild.
Yeah,
them.
I'm ready for the gnome stream. Please.
Yeah, when's the gnome painting stream?
Gnome painting
Yes.
stream, please.
That might literally be tomorrow.
Can you
Okay.
run a gnome campaign? Thanks.
You got to make him the most generic motherfucker on the face of the earth, too. Red
Yeah.
hat,
Blue,
white beard, blue shirt,
24
gray pants. or
Oh,
whatever
I forgot about this dude. This dude only makes STLs of gnomes, and they're all very good.
What?
He's got some trolls in here too. I forgot, but yeah.
That's
There's a gnome rogue. There's a gnome bard. There's a gnome with an axe riding a flamingo.
what?
That's amazing.
Gnome Napoleonic, which are just Napoleonics with gnomes.
Excuse me?
Yeah, sure.
Gnomes. Oh,
It's just
don't
so many-
forget the gnomesses.
Oh yeah.
I like the ninjas, which is spelled with a J.
Oh, that's really it's really
Ninja
good.
gnome. It's like
Oh, I thought the G was in a different place, and I'm like, that's a little.
No,
What?
you can only G the first N.
Right. No, I get it. I just, thought of something else.
I
that's
see,
Yeah?
I see. Well, how about the comics back?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about gnomes with G's now. Sorry.
Gangster
all good.
gnomes. They're real G's.
Oh. True enough.
So basically, the dog takes out the game master. Well, we all have to. Oh, by the way, part of the whole thing is they have to agree to leave all at once, and he doesn't want to let them leave. So when the whole party must be unanimous, just make the party smaller.
Yeah.
Just split the party.
From the mortal coil. All right, guys, we have to be unanimous, and he's dead. So let's all leave. Come on.
It is weird that they didn't like talk this over beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I
game
really,
is over.
Well, you see, the thing is, the class is literally called Dictator.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
They make the plans. And the fool is foolish. Are we really doing this? Like, I can do stuff. I can be awesome here. I've got a... Which is kind of crazy. Like, this guy's rich in the other world. He has like a mansion, and he has like a successful book career. Like, he actually, like, I kind of like that they did this like turnabout. You know, the people that have like, my life sucks, I want to stay here. The people like, no, my life is great, but it's better over here. It's kind of
Yeah.
nice. Like,
It's also like back in like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance where it's like this isn't real, but it's like yeah, in this realm though, like your brother can walk around and like the other one can't be bullied as much. It's like yeah, I
No,
get what it was.
interestingly, Tadeo, you've got your hand here. It's like, you think that? You think I'd swap my kids for a fucking hand?
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
We said we treat them real. This is a humanitarian disaster. She really does it.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, it's also a nice callback because they did say like we're gonna treat everyone like they're real, and it's like yeah, let's
That's
still
and we gotta leave now.
still gotta play, still play by that rules.
I do love that the fool has a gun. Strong wizard's energy.
Oh yeah.
Don't you say anything. You open your mouth and I shoot you.
I'm glad you changed your last name, you son of a bitch.
Well,
What a good final ending. What a good final scene to a film.
yo, Skywatcher, that favor you owe me, I'm calling it right now. Get us out of here.
I like how the Skywatcher doesn't even look interested. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay.
I guess.
You
I'm
bound
going
me.
this direction.
I'm a-
Yeah,
fine,
this
I'll look at you for a
probably
second.
ain't shit for him. He's probably like, yeah,
This
whatever.
ain't the
who
sky.
cares?"
Kinda busy looking at the sky. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, the alternative is he's like usually when there's you at someone's like I'm gonna do this, but you owe me a favor. You're like cool. That's gonna be like at least a day and some change. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
all right, I'm back to yell at the clouds again, and then she immediately calls the favor like, fine, okay, I gotta go back. I gotta teleport you. Then I can go back to yell at the cloud. Once you get interrupted twice, the charm is gone. Like you're
guess
like
so,
you're no longer feeling it.
Yeah, I guess imagine calling someone is like, yeah, I owe you a favor. You hang up and they call you immediately after. Like,
How
oh,
about that
yeah.
favor?
yeah, why did you hang up?
Oh, we kind of killed you, but he's fallen now.
Yep. And then the pretty cool twist about the Fallen. Actually, I do like that.
I do like that a lot. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, everyone that was fallen was actually isekai as well.
Yeah, so the lady from Earth, which is funny because then the implication then is that Chuck was totally wrong, but by killing her, he just made her fall anyway.
Yeah, he confirmed his suspicion by fucking it up based on his
Yeah,
faulty understanding.
yeah. It wasn't an elaborate ruse.
If we kill the players, we can live again.
Yeah.
Depends on how magic the hand is, Charlie Fool. It's not especially magic. It's non-powered by microtransactions.
Oh god, that's...
Yeah.
I just thought of how horrible that is now. Oh no.
Your powers are DLC.
It's just like John Rigatello, who wanted to charge people money for reloading their guns in Battlefield.
With real
Good thing
money.
He didn't get anything important, like the CEO of Unity.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, his eyes do switch over to like D4 glints. That's kind of I don't think I noticed that either.
Dang. All those people, they were fallen. They were just like us. But they were scrubs and died. Get wrecked, rip bozos.
Skill issue.
Just don't die.
Fucking wrecked.
Just don't die. He's stupid.
Yeah, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
If you're
Except you
considered
don't
not
die in
dying.
real life, you just have to be the zombie.
Well,
World's worst
know.
obsession.
You just gotta kill another person to get your life back. It's easy.
if they die, we can all go home. So, time to go kill 2 more of our friends. And
I
here
did
is
notice this. I like this.
the best ending that we're gonna end off here. Die, still alive. Because the whole point is they were saying dices instead of die. Heh, die, still alive. Not the right word. Never was. The word is murder.
Right.
Roll credits. But not really, because this comic still goes, because, like, they're trapped in the world, 2 of their friends don't want to leave. What happens next? I don't know. I haven't read it yet. But guys, eggheads, everyone else here, you can read more of the comic.
Yeah.
Which you should.
Yeah,
I recommend this comic.
At your fine local store near you.
Go to your...
I had to buy mine on the internet. The hardcover's a bit hard to find at this point.
Your fine local internet near you.
Duly noted. Amazon.com.
Egg, you should really start setting up affiliate links. Just
Yeah.
like $5 from these.
Bro, you're
Yeah.
gonna make so much money.
I'll
Yeah,
make
you could
like.
call them. You could call them
Egg-
egg affiliate too.
Sure,
Oh.
yeah, that's a good idea. There we go. We'll put that on the docket of when I get sponsored by a big company for Comic Club. Gosh, I'll go right to DC now. DC, please
Go for
sponsor.
You don't even need to be sponsored to get an Amazon affiliate link.
yeah,
You
but-
just need to say, "Hi, I'll tell people to buy stuff on you."
Yeah,
You're
I-
already an Amazon affiliate. They
Yeah.
just call themselves Twitch.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I've
That's
actually,
true.
I've set that up. It's actually not that hard.
Oh.
Like you just have to. You just follow some steps, set up some information. I think it takes a while for it to kick in,
Okay. I'd
but
like to try that then maybe.
in theory, I have the ability to do affiliate links for Amazon things. But I've
Don't.
only really put those on like I did like 2 YouTube tutorials for like camera stuff.
Cool.
Hmm.
That's fair. Awesome. So that was all 5 issues we're gonna read today. Well, what do you guys think about it so far? Do you want to read more of this in your own time?
I think I would, yeah.
Yep.
I do think overall it's a good read.
I mean, yeah, luckily I bought the hardcover with all of them.
Well, now you have
Alex
to
is
read
way
it.
ahead of us.
And
Oh, I buy everything
yes.
we do on the club physical.
Valence is
Yeah,
our
he's crazy.
yeah he's the secretary librarian of the club, and we're just all peering over his shoulder when we read these comics online. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
If I need to read a comic I've gotten off of Ed's recommendation, I still have not read the Dog Welder one I picked up after he recommended I do it. I need
Oh,
to.
have you read Hitman?
I have not. I'll be
You
real.
should
My
probably read Garth Ennis's Hitman first, because
Mm.
that's what Dog Welder is a spin-off from.
my experience in comics
I
is kind
mentioned
of
that
all over
to
the
him.
place.
Mhm.
Like, let's see. I'm trying to think of which ones like I've read full series of. Like, I liked Invisibles quite a bit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The reboot of Prophet is probably my favorite comics that I've ever read. Mouse Guard, Transmet.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's kind of the sphere I usually operate in comic stuff.
Good taste.
That's an insane sphere that you've just described. Grant Morrison book, Warren Ellis book, good highbrow stuff. And then you said your favorite comic was a spin-off of Youngbloods.
No, have you read the Prophet reboot? It's
No, I haven't, but you have to understand how insane that
Sounds to
is.
him.
let's see. Let me see if I can find you a picture from it because it is. I understand that like it's a Youngblood reboot spin-off thing.
Listen, I can't judge you. I'm reading Early Wildstorm at the moment. That's the Youngbloods show up in issue 2 and 3 of that.
Yeah,
But-
why did you decide on Young Bloods? What is this? Why did you do this?
Oh, I'm
It's
not
be-
reading Youngbloods. I'm reading
Oh,
Wildstorm,
yeah,
or
yeah,
Your
yeah.
Yeah,
Cow.
Why-
because the
Wow.
Prophet reboot is it's only Prophet in name because it is so distant in the future.
What is this? How?
So it's like the best way to describe it, it is like millions of years in the future after
Wait.
like a human empire was established and fell apart. They were using clones of John Prophet as stock troops. And then one by one, these capsules of Prophet clones have kind of like awoken up on different planets, and you're beginning to see their stories connect.
Okay, that is kind
That's
of
Liefeld merch.
And it's
This thing that Hal has posted is not.
Oh yeah, this.
The reason I started doing Wildstorm
Actually,
is
it's kinda
because
cool.
Alan Moore did like a really big chunk of Wildcats. But I picked up also the first issue of James Robinson's Wildcats because I've been reading Starman recently. Starman is excellent.
Mhm.
Read that. But the issue of Wildcats I read was completely incomprehensible. And then I found the first like 5 issues of Wildcats for like a buck each. They are not worth anything.
I can see that. But yeah, no-
And so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll buy these and try and understand what the fuck's
Mhm.
going on. It didn't help. Jim Lee can't write.
But he does draw very nice breasts.
Oh, he does. Hilarious thing about the first issue of Wildcats. Every time a female character is introduced, the book flips its rotation, so it's like a centerfold pullout.
Oh,
You know, you should link me this comic.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah, but like for having no context that whatsoever, it is legitimately a wild space fantasy ride. Like I would really recommend the Prophet 2012.
Okay. Good. And voices. What experience do you have with comics? After reading this comic, what do you think about comic books?
I mean, okay, so my experience is scattered at best. I grew up around a lot of people that enjoyed comics. I didn't have the money to buy comics, so I got leftover comics,
Ah.
which people don't usually give away comics they like. So I got like disjointed like anniversary edition stuff that was like just not good. They bought it because the cover was cool, but the story wasn't so good. I enjoyed them though. So yeah, here we are. Just, I like comics. It's just not very versed in good cohesive things.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know. Good to have you here because this was cohesive. They made sense.
It did make sense, yes.
Yes.
So obviously it's better to read this Wildcats issue in a physical copy so you can laugh whenever you have to flip the book to see a woman's legs and tits in the same page.
Scrolling down.
I love you, Jim Lee. I love you so much. You are the greatest of us all.
Yep. Then Void shows up, and then it's like legs for days.
Oh my goodness! I just see this now.
Yeah, so in person this is spread across 2 pages. You have to turn the book to see to see this.
Based.
And then scroll down a bit more and Sister Zealot gets introduced and it's somehow even more gratuitous.
I'm scrolling. Oh,
Also, there's a
There
man
she
getting his
is.
face shoved into spaghetti.
This is so cool. Did I tell you guys I wanted to make a one pager that I was going to call Blood Pouch? Or maybe, I don't know. What was the name of it that I was going to call it? But it was basically going to be based on this style of 90s comics where every man is just huge and muscled and every woman is immensely sexy and, you know, their bodies don't work as they should, but, you know, they
Yeah.
take pictures of them. And there was going to be 3 stats: gun, muscle, and sex.
max it out.
Yeah, and you would build the character based on that.
Nelson, I will say that game does exist.
Where?
There is literally a.
Show me the one pager now.
It's not a one pager, but it's similar enough. I'm trying
How
to.
is it not a one pager? How detailed of a fucking how detailed of a fucking system can you have?
With just these stats.
Yeah.
See, here we go.
Pouches.
Posting PDF. It's because there's like some comic stuff. There's like so your stats are cyber muscle pouch.
It's literally called Blood Pouch.
Yeah, that's what I thought you're taking the piss for a second there.
Oh, look, they use cyber muscle in pouches. Oh. Well, I guess I'm not gonna do this then.
Well, you can
Well,
just
you can
call.
make your mantra of this game that adds sex.
I
Once you-
don't know.
Once you lose all your pouches, you begin to lose cyber and finally muscle. I don't know who drew the art for this, but it's amazing though.
Do you see the art for the pouch?
I'm pretty sure those are literally Liefeld drawings.
Okay,
Like, I'm almost positive.
I'm at the point where I can't tell what's a parody because like there's a motorcycle on one of the pages. It's a big red one, and the way the lighting is drawn makes it look like the motorcycle is made of muscle. Yeah, I do also appreciate that like Liefeld or whatever has like
Landed in the meme.
grown as an artist and has some like
Sort of.
self-reflection. I mean, he's gotten better. I guess.
Sort of.
He's still like a complete idiot.
He has a pouch that
Fucking
shoots
fucking
pouches.
moron, man.
I like this.
The pouch was funny, but then he just like kept insisting that the books he drew were actually good in some way.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like, did you understand, or did you just try and cash in? Because he recently did a cover of Captain America that was in reference to his classic massive chest Captain America.
Ooh.
No way. What? You gotta
Yeah,
find
so
it.
he did
Oh,
I'm
and also
working on
here's why there's extra pages because there is a randomly rolled make your own Liefeld name generator, which I will post separate from there if everyone wants to roll.
All right. Good.
Oh god, do I have dice handy? Oh, don't AV.
I mean,
AVIF.
ending the stream
Fuck you,
off with
Bleeding Cool.
ending the stream with some dice rolling at the very end is fitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very fitting.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go get out my 3.5e dice roller because that's the one I love.
Oh, the old like Wizards one. I love
The
that
old,
one.
yeah, the one that they used to host on the SRD.
Anyway, here's Liefeld's latest Captain America variant cover.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, 59 and 74. Oh, wait. I rolled two D100s. My bad. Hold on. Okay, so 7 and 4. Wait, doesn't it say? Oh, 2D6. My bad. I'm an idiot.
That's all
Oh
good.
god, I don't have a second D6
Nice.
on me. Wait, I do, but it's tucked
Alright,
away in
I
Binding
got
of Isaac Four Souls. I'm not bothering.
61 and 34. Ultra Ice.
God,
I
I
got Ultra Ice.
I got the worst fucking name. I rolled a 54 to 56. I'm Stroke Sword. I hate it here.
All right, so let's
I
take
got
James.
I got a 31 and a 24, which is Force Death.
Okay, so we gotta write these names down. So we got Force Death.
Sword Stroke or Stroke Sword. is-
Stroke Sword, which is even
Stroke Sword.
worse.
And then we have Ultra Ice.
I got 56 and 15. I'm not gonna say it.
Sword Blow. Oh, that's
I'm
great.
not.
We have Stroke Sword and Sword Blow. These two,
Somehow,
they're
you'll never-
a package deal. You got to bring both of them in.
Can someone
This-
roll
this-
for me,
this is-
please?
That's like one of the names that like you would put it in the 90s and no one would be like, this isn't gay at all. What are you talking about?
Sure. I'll roll one of yours. You're 46,
46.
35.
Spike Max. Let's go. Spike Max.
What is Egg get a cool name?
Bro, Charlie got Stroke Wild.
What is with us and getting what?
Because here's the thing, like if Stroke is in the second part, like Deathstroke, whatever, that's
Yeah.
fine. But if Stroke happens first, it makes everything just pure comedy.
Don't get 54-41.
Oh, no.
Stroke
Pretty
thing.
good. We should.
What if you get 54 twice?
Stroke. I mean, yeah.
We
It's
should
me.
just organize this. Why don't we just
Stroke.
organize this? Stroke.
All right, whose name is the main message? That's the main message, guys.
Oh no, it's all of them, and it's a group name.
All right.
Roll again. To
Yeah,
work out what the name
we
of this
need
group
we need
is.
to roll 2 more dice for the name of our team.
All right.
Yeah. And Egg should do the honors for being the
Yes.
collab master.
Yeah, that's you, Egg.
What do I roll for it? I got a random.com.
Roll a d6 4 times, and then take the 2 numbers and put them together.
All right, so 46.
Yep.
Spike.
No, that was 4d6, not 46. I think.
Okay, here's a 46. There's 31, 21, 33.
21, 33.
Cold Hunt.
Cold Hunt.
It's perfect. It's good.
No,
It's really
no,
good.
I do. Yeah, that one turned out pretty good.
We are Cold Hunt.
Team Cold Hunt, folks,
Yeah,
featuring
yeah.
Stroke Sword, Ultra Ice, Sword Blow.
Force Death.
Spike
Spike
Max.
Max and Force Death.
There we go.
We also get canceled way into 1995.
Oh yeah, we definitely ended
there's
on a
a 6-month
cliffhanger,
delay
and that
between every
cliffhanger never
issue.
got resolved.
Oh no, we got canceled like within the second issue.
No, you wish these books got cancelled on the second issue. Gen 13 went for like 76 issues.
Gen
More than
13 was
Sandman.
good. Fuck you.
There we go, guys.
I was just
Alright.
choosing the
I
longest
am
one.
not just aroused by the various women in Gen 13, okay?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Story
Yeah.
rating. Yeah, story rating.
No. First of all, Hal, just my voice. Got anything to shill before you leave? And Valence and
Oh.
Nelson too, but them first, cause guests.
I don't even fucking stream anymore. Who the hell cares?
There we go.
Yeah, who
Uh,
streams?
Okay, let me ask you guys a serious question. If I organize a game of Blood Pouch, who would be in?
Me.
Oh,
Me.
fuck yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I've
boys.
been reading the source material. I need this information
No,
to go
no,
to this
no,
game.
no,
I
no.
think
have
I'm
a name already.
insane.
I will do it under the restriction that we have to pick the names we rolled right now. We
Yes.
Let's go.
I
Done.
agree.
Done.
I agree.
Deal.
Done and done.
Agreed.
I will play Sword Stroke. I don't give a fuck.
It's me, Sword Blow.
I can already. Spike Max has max spikes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that tracks. Hi, Cyber.
he's
Nothing.
going to death
Spike,
with guns.
Spike Max is the name of the dude in the suit who, has an eye patch and, has the guns and stuff.
Exactly.
He's the team,
See,
intelligence lead or whatever the fuck.
see,
Still
see,
a badass,
That's
though.
the closest thing we have to intelligence.
see, Swordstroke has like a shotgun cocking katana that he has to go like and then slash it. It's like that's why they call me Swordstroke.
Did you have to call it shock and cock?
Sword. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, duly noted.
So yeah, disembodied voices. Halbnock, you guys got stuff?
I'm trying to do, it's funnily, 5th edition games with VTubers being isekai'd into a fantasy world.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, the VTubers play themselves.
I
Square peg hammered into circle
Yep,
hole
let's go.
in D&D
Fuck
5th
yeah.
edition. Yep.
Nice.
All the VTubers have special powers anyway, so who the hell
Yeah.
cares?
It works out really well.
that sounds awesome. When is that?
I'm still working on it.
Good luck with that then. Herding,
Good luck, dude.
it's herding cats.
That's fair.
Collabs are like herding
Yeah,
cats.
it really is. Once I get the collab date settled, then it'll happen.
Awesome. Well, let me know and I'll make sure to shout it out when that happens, because that sounds awesome.
Oh, excellent.
Man, Hal,
do.
you got gnomes to paint tomorrow, I hear.
I'm debating painting a gnome. I have other things I need to paint, but man, the idea of painting a gnome sounds fun. Other than that, I am still continuing to work my way through Mass Effect 2. I've been doing a lot of paintings, and
Ooh.
I'm trying to get a Necronica group together for Halloween because
Oh, that sounds cool.
it's zombie game. I'm asking a couple of people, and I'm waiting to see feedback response on that. We'll see how
Okay.
that goes.
Nice, nice. Do either of you two have anyone you would like us to raid?
Who the fuck is on my list?
Oh, in terms of chilling, hang on a second.
Oh,
This
oh,
is
wait,
unrelated to VTubers.
Oh yeah, we should probably.
Unrelated to me even. But tomorrow, if you can get to London at all, Gosh Comics in London is selling off the personal collection of Artist of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Martial Law. They're selling off his entire reference library to benefit his estate. So if you can get there, buy some of his shit.
Oh,
Alright,
Hal.
on my way.
It's gonna be real fucking valuable.
Oh, Hal, thank you. I just saw. I didn't get the alert didn't pop up. I need to fix that. But pizza, thank you.
Go take a pizza.
Valence, if I paid you money, would you go buy me something?
Oh, I'm going for my own purposes, but
Yeah, I know.
absolutely.
Buy him something too. There we go.
Yeah, no, of course. Like, seriously, if you want me to, I'll do it.
I got. Did they have a website where you can see what's there?
Unfortunately not, or possibly
Oh.
fortunately, because that means it won't be all scalped to shit immediately.
Yeah,
Well-
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can gauge then. Don't worry about it.
Just take photos of it, send it to him. There we go.
Nah. That's gonna be too much work. Don't worry about it. You get your own shit.
Okay, if I see anything that
Like,
just screams
if-
Nelson,
If
I'll
I could have
let you know.
seen the stuff that they were auctioning off beforehand, yes, totally, I would ask you to do it. But if I can't, nah, it's not a big deal.
That's the very thing. That's shout out though. Really cool. Thank you. So, disembodied voices, Hal. If you got someone you want us to raid, we'll go raid them. And if you guys both have someone in conflict, dice off. There we go.
Let me see who is doing stuff. I know.
Sorry, I just fucking saw sword blow again.
That's the raid message,
It's
by the way,
me.
guys. Reposting in the chat for you
Sword
guys.
blow.
I know.
You had a good
Karagi-
voice for that.
Karagi's
Mess
playing
with the
Paper Mario.
sword,
Let
you
me-
get the blow.
Let
me
work on my voice. I'm Ultra Ice.
Oh.
The spikes call for me.
With
That's the
one,
Linkara voice, man. Come on.
with one stroke of my sword, you're gonna be split in two.
You mess with my ice, you'll get the blow.
I need to practice so I make everything accidentally homoerotic. Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
wait, just like wait till this is deep
I don't-
inside you, and then you
I
won't
don't
be so
need to
cocky.
practice
You-
that. It's a learned skill for me. Thank you.
Sword, snow flame, but sword. My goodness, Charlie Fool. That's
Oh, you like grind up swords and you smoke them?
oh,
Like
I need my fix.
Never get high on your own supply.
Ever since the Sword Wars, I've been addicted to swords.
Originally, I got hyper cancer, and the only cure was to smoke swords, and now I can't stop.
Also, remember, nobody can have like a normal sword. They all have to have katanas.
Yeah, no, obviously. Like I
Yeah,
said,
they can have
my
We
house-
call them
Katanas as
swords,
well.
but they're all katanas.
Oh, I just have pouches of dust.
Egg dust.
It's
Egg dust.
dust.
These are, this dust is sword dust. Die, and this is my bag of egg dust
for
that I
seasoning.
eat.
Don't mix them together.
See, never mix the egg dust with the sword dust.
Yeah,
Ever.
sword stroke definitely has like a. It's like I have to stroke my sword for ultimate power. He just has to like shake
Yeah,
it.
fucking Travis touchdown shit.
Yeah,
right?
fuck, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is too good.
Like
Dude,
Travis
you
touchdown
could just
without the
have
iron.
the beam katana and everything, brah.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's instead of a beam katana, it would be more funny if it was like a regular like a metal blade just emerged
Painted.
from it.
Oh god.
Like
Boom. Like the magician swords.
yeah, it just like to shake it, and then you just see the metal just slowly rise from it.
Oh,
Like, listen-
you roll for effectiveness of your stroke, and if you do bad, it's a short sword.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. It usually gets bigger, but it's cold in here.
I was in the pool.
It's been a long time.
Oh god. You guys are. I'm cracking up. Oh god.
All right, I'm officially organizing this game. I don't even care. It doesn't matter.
Keep-
None of this
keep-
matters.
keep me
We're
posted.
playing 2 to 3 hours max. You'll get it done. Don't worry about it.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right.
Can you raid somebody?
I don't fucking know who to rate.
I don't.
Who do we raid?
Egg. There's a streamer named Egg Channel.
Oh,
That's been
Oh.
streaming for a little while.
I
Yeah.
love that egg
Yeah.
channel.
I love
Very
Egg Channel. I love his egg
Good
powder.
egg.
What a nice egg.
What a nice egg.
ah. Oh god.
Fuck.
Is anyone doing anything tabletop related?
Right now, a lot of people are doing art and like the final
Subathons.
subathon stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's actually weird because there's like a lot of people in a certain range of people that just aren't streaming today. Like my entire list goes from like 500 people to nobody in 2 VTubers.
Is your
Yes.
thing just like not loading properly? That happens to me sometimes.
No, it's
No?
loaded. I mean, I'm definitely it's definitely hyperbole for the sake of, making a point, but
Mm-hmm.
let's raid let's raid Puppy Mocha because she has the biggest breasts currently on my following screen.
That
Yeah, fuck it.
last paste name in chat. I'll raid them.
Are you serious, Egg? Are you sure? This goes
Yep.
against everything you stand for.
I
I think-
raid whenever I got a raid. Vance the Forger, welcome to the egg card. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Is it? I mean, Mocha's like friends with Mint. I think. I think she's probably fine.
Yeah.
I don't know this
Okay.
person, but they were recommended by Valence. Not Valence, by Nelson. I'm fried right now. I'm cracking. This is too funny. So I lied. I died laughing from all the good jokes. But yeah, we'll raid this person because Nelson says to.
Yay! That's the
We
spirit.
did it, Reddit.
We did it.
I'm looking respectfully.
Yeah, I'm super
I
respectful.
am observing respectfully now. Mhm.
Yes, definitely look at her model
Okay.
because she made that herself.
Oh hell yeah!
Alright then.
Wow, she
well,
designed her own clothes, Kondashi.
Yes.
well then,
very
everybody,
very important.
thank you for joining me.
Wow, she's really jiggly.
Uh,
This is good.
that-
This is great.
Just like the yolk of an egg that hasn't yet been turned to dust.
Ah, yes. Pre-dust egg.
That's all, everybody. Thanks, Yolks.